Live from beautiful downtown Bastrop, it's time for the Stage Select, starring Julian Titus and Justin Ham.
What could this possibly be? Seems a lot like a podcast. Wonder what specifically. Talking about video games. With your hosts, you're in good hands. Not more of the same. Now we'll jump right in. So expect the unexpected and more. Now we'll get grooving. Never know who's gonna walk through the door. There just might be some treasure in this chest. Hiding for with a special guest. Time for Stage Select.
And here are your hosts, Julian Titus and Justin Ham.
Welcome, one and all, to the Stage Select. I'm Julian Titus.
And I'm Justin Ham. Hi. I have a nice cigar with me. We're doing that now.
Just billowing.
Just billowing out. Yeah. Actually, it's. I did a good job lighting it this time. Normally, this might be my best one yet. This is my third one, and I'm learning that they're a pain in the ass to light sometimes. At least apparently the right way, because there's a wrong way to do it.
Sure.
It's a whole thing. Because the first time I did it, I was like, this feels wrong. It feels weird. I don't think I did this right. But I got through it, and it was fine. And then the next one, I was like, I learned, so I looked up, I was like, how are you supposed to do this? And it's like, oh, you're supposed to toast it like a marshmallow. I was like, okay, that seems time consuming, but all right. I guess I'll do that. So
I mean, it's supposed to be like there's a ritual to it, right? Like that's kind of the whole we were talking about. Like
it takes a little bit of time, and then once you get it, this is so far. This is like the most even one I've had. Most of the time, it's like all fucking fucked up and weird. But I'm like, oh well, what are you gonna do? Somewhere. This is the learning experience, you know.
Yeah.
But I got cutters now. I got the budget stuff for the most part because I'm just like I don't want to go all in on this just yet.
Right.
You know, we'll slowly build that up over time if this becomes a thing. But they introduced me. They started. I went in, and I was like, I would like to buy this lighter. Which is like a little cool torch thing, because that's what you need for cigars. And they were like, okay, and I was like, cool. Also, I would like to go into this room, but I don't know what I'm going to be doing in this room. And they're like, okay, well, let's go in together then, and I'll show you some stuff. And I was like, okay, cool.
Okay, I was hoping that it would be like an actual we're gonna walk you through this type of experience.
Like they knew exactly like what they had on hand, so they were like, okay, these are what this is what this is, and I was like, okay, let's try one of these and one of these. One I liked and one I wasn't super high on because they were like, these are like the flavored ones. I was like, that sounds fun. Let's do that. You could also go more of like straight tobacco, and I was like, I have enough of that. So I get these like weird flavored kind of things. This one's like sweeter. It's kind of good.
I was, as someone who has no knowledge of smoking, but knowing you who are a habitual cigarette smoker.
Yeah.
Is it, I'm sure it's different, but like, what's the difference? And like, do you notice like a change, like a difference in the flavor? And
mostly
the whole like,
basically this is like, it doesn't have quite all the chemicals like a cigarette does, which is nice in its own way. But like it, after you get done with one, you're like, I don't need to smoke for a little while now. Because they take a long time. Like you're sitting there smoking these for a while. It's great.
That's what I was getting at. Is like it the ritual thing, right? Like it's a thing where it's like this is your evening. Like,
yeah, pretty much. I've been doing it when we sit down to watch movies now. Like I'm just like, I'm gonna have a cigar after dinner and watch a movie, which has been fun. And then usually, like I said, I'm like slowly looking things up as I screw them up. Like I'm like, I don't know how do I cut this? What are you supposed to do? And you gotta look that up. Certain cigars you gotta cut differently. It's a whole thing. This one I gave a little X cut to because I cut it first and I was like, I don't think that's gonna be good enough, so I cut it again.
Yeah.
And now
I mean,
it's
X going to give it to you.
X gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
You want to take
We'll talk about that shortly.
You want to take a cold draw before you do anything, which is you cut it and then you puff on it without having been lit, and that if you can feel it coming through, that means you got a good cut. You got a good flow going. It's a whole thing. I'm learning things. It's great. It's fun to learn.
Yes.
Anyway,
and we're gonna learn you on stuff that you probably already are aware of this episode, but that's the nature of video game podcasts when we try to be topical. Yeah,
that's what we do.
But before we get into that, a couple quick announcements. One, we do have an official winner for the next Suffer Select poll for this month's game. We will be playing Weird Dreams.
Nice.
I'm terrified, Justin. I just the little bit of that trailer that I watched. It's not even a trailer. It's just like gameplay. I was like,
oh yeah,
we might already have a contender for like Christmas Lands might not be at the top spot as long as I thought it was going to be.
There might be some charm to this because it's older.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll find out.
Because as we talked about in the last episode when we did Tunic, we were like, at least Tunic sounds nice, right? This doesn't sound nice. Like no. It's offensive to the eardrums.
The other thing about it though is, and like I said, it's an older game, and we haven't done a point and click adventure. And I've kind of been waiting for that. If this is a point and click, so it looks like one anyway.
Yeah.
So kind of been waiting
to it at least.
I keep nominating them because I'm like, I would really like to do a point and click adventure. That would be fun because those games are kind of miserable in their own way. And then they never win. So what are you going to do?
Right. This
time they did.
Yes. Look forward to that if you are an associate producer, patron, or higher. And new thing that I'm trying for all patrons, including Key Grip Tier, and I just put the first one up today as we're recording this. When friend of the show, John Gholson, and I go to movies, we invariably end up standing in the parking lot or in front of the theater for about 15 to 20 minutes just talking about the movie.
Okay.
And it ends up being like a really good conversation, and it's like our rawest thoughts because it's like we've literally just exited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know how that is.
Yeah. It happened when we went to go see Backrooms, which I'll talk about later.
Okay.
But that one, that's where I got the idea. That was Monday.
Yeah.
And then we saw Masters of the Universe last night. And so that's what I put up it's about 18 minutes of us talking about our immediate thoughts of Masters of the Universe. It's raw. It's uncut.
Nice.
It's very guerrilla, but like just done on my phone, off of my phone, like with the voice memo thing.
Nice. I know how that is. Usually Kim and I, after we see a movie, stop outside, like go far a little bit a ways from the door and then have a cigarette, and then we talk about our thoughts on the movie. So I totally get that. We are actually going to see Masters of the Universe tomorrow.
Excellent.
So yeah,
I'll talk about it later on in the episode.
For sure. Yeah, I look forward to it.
And I'm calling these raw reviews.
Nice.
So I was going to call them parking lot reviews, but 1, too long. 2, it sounds like we're reviewing a parking lot.
Yeah.
And 3, you need that alliteration, baby.
You might get some stray wrestling fans in there too with raw reviews. You never know.
Well, I mean, this is in the Patreon feed. So,
oh, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. If it was going up on the YouTube channel, sure.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I might put up like the first couple of these free on there after a bit just to see like what it do.
Right.
But
right.
I like to try to come up with stuff that's available to all the patrons, including people at the $1 tier. So this is like a nice little thing to do. And it's not going to be like like me and John don't see every movie together. So it's not going to be like comprehensive by any means, but definitely when we do, and we've been seeing quite a few movies together lately. So
that's good.
It should be fun. That stuff being out of the way, we actually thought we would turn things on their head a little bit this episode and jump right on into the one big event that we're going to talk about this week.
Sure.
As I had mentioned last week, next episode is going to be our big wrap up of all of the different events. I mean, not all of them, the ones that we care about, right? So we'll talk about opening night of Summer Games Fest. We'll talk about the Xbox presentation, maybe the PC one. I don't know if Nintendo might drop a direct between now and next recording. I really, I'll say that. I'm getting ahead of myself. But before we recorded this week, or actually earlier in the week, pretty early in the week, actually, was the Sony State of Play.
Indeed.
And yeah, so we're just going to hop on into it. Luckily, this time I actually had the foresight to jot down, not all, but the games that I think are worth talking about.
There you go.
In order as they were presented.
Right.
So we've got that now. And they, to their credit, they kicked off things with like 8 minutes of Wolverine.
Yes, they did. They did.
Yeah. You go first. I've got complicated thoughts.
Yeah. It looked like a fun enough video game to play. That was kind of my thoughts. I was like, yeah, I might like that more than Spider-Man.
Right.
Because I'm not that big of a Spider-Man guy. Some of the aspects of it looked pretty entertaining. I liked one of my favorite things, and it's like the first thing that he does is he like jumps down and like kills this dude, and then like the lady next to him like freaks out, and I always love that. In video games when you can do that, and then like they freak out, and then you can kill them next. Like that's I always like that little bit.
Also interesting that not only does she freak out and get alerted, but after he kills her, there's actually someone that's like in most games that have stealth components, they wouldn't be alerted, but they come from far enough away that I was like, okay, that's actually pretty interesting.
Right.
They came running to investigate. They don't, he still is able to get a stealth kill on that third guy, but it's not like like it seems there's going to be like a smarter component to how the enemies react to. Because I doubt it's going to be a full-on stealth game. It's not going to be like the Wolverine game that came out for like GameCube and PS2.
There was plenty of fighting in it. Like he was like there was a system. Now how that system plays, I don't know. It looked cool.
It looks like it moves really well.
Yeah.
Like he moves around very nice. I like that. Like one of the first things you see him do is he knocks a dude off of a roof and then. Like dives after him, like claws first.
It's going first. It's very violent looking, which is cool. The couple like negative things that I can think of, I'm not really high on the Wolverine design. I don't know what it is about it either. I was just looking at it. I was like, there's something weird about the way he's dressed here.
It looks too much like the movie costume.
Yeah, something
from the latest Deadpool movie, and it's like I think I want it to look more like fabric, like the Spider-Man costumes in the Spider-Man games look like. I mean, it's a realistic art design, right? But they still look more like, for lack of a better term, like spandex, right? It looks like a fabricy costume that like Peter Parker like sewed together and is putting on, where at least the default costume that they show him wearing looks more like he's got like a little bit of like a Kevlar weave in there or something. I'm like, Wolverine doesn't need that shit. Later on, they show Sabretooth, who also looks like he's wearing like battle armor, and I'm like, Sabretooth doesn't need fucking battle armor.
It's weird. I kind of agree. That was I don't even remember when that thought crossed. It was like at some point late in the middle of the whole gameplay where I was like, I don't think I like this design. It was instant
for me.
I believe it.
When they show him, like the first shot of him like sniffing that thing, I was like, oh, that doesn't look right. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to figure out what it was. Yeah. But it was an instant ick for me.
I believe it. Yeah, it was midway through when, like, because I was kind of just like, all right, yeah, well, we'll do this, and then I was like, okay, yeah, this looks kind of fun, and then like he's like after the first bit of like fighting and stuff, and like he kind of like things calm down for like a second, and I'm like, oh, I don't really like the way he looks. I don't know what it is. But that's relatively minor, I guess, as long as the game's fun. It looks okay. I want to play it.
Yeah.
That's fine. You know.
I think one thing that you may not have heard that will be an extra selling point for you is that they confirm that it's not an open world. It is a level based thing. So expect more like probably expect more like what First Light is.
Sure.
With Wolverine, which that's the way that you should do that.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it looks fun enough. I would like to check that out for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely playing it,
yeah.
but I do have a lot of issues that stem from me being a big X-Men fan.
I knew that was going to happen. I expected that.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, obviously he's too tall, but I've come to grips with that, right?
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
Even going back to like the early 80s in the comics, like artists started drawing him taller than he's supposed to be because they thought he was so cool. And I fundamentally disagree with that. It gets away from like one of the coolest elements of him, which is that he's small, right? He's small and fierce. Right. I've got no problem with gore in video games. I think this game is too bloody.
Interesting.
Dude, like people are just like hemorrhaging buckets of blood on him.
Yeah.
For every kill. And also the blood goes away too quickly. And I wish that it was...
That I did notice. That I was like, I think if you're going to do that, if he was just constantly covered in blood, I'd be like, okay, there's something to that. It's kind of interesting and different. Like, I'm all right with it. But, like, instantly it's gone. And I guess I get it. But at the same time, I'm like, no, man, it should stay there for a while. Like, you should be fucking practically covered red at the end of a level or something.
If I had my way, well, first, there would be, like, way fewer of these brutal kills. Because, like, almost every single enemy that he kills in this like gameplay segment is like a huge like gory like finishing move, where I think it should be like more like you're getting like a little bit of spray, right, for your average kill with the occasional like really big one. And yeah, I think the blood should be fairly persistent, but because it's mostly spray, it's not going to drench him.
Right.
And then then you won't notice when it starts to just like evaporate completely, right? Because like ideally like it will start fading away, but then you're going to get a little bit more on there, so it'll feel consistent.
It reminds me of some game, but I can't think of it.
Dragon Age.
What's that?
Dragon Age.
Yes, that's it. That was it. Yeah, I was like, this reminds me of something. I can't quite put my finger on it. It's Dragon Age. Yeah, 100%.
But at least there it would persist. At least in Origins did.
Yeah.
So there's that, but a lot of it comes down to what I'm gleaning from stuff that they showed. And also this came out after they showed it, which is that apparently this takes place before the X-Men are formed.
I had a feeling that's what they were going for. Yeah.
So I've got extra beef with that. So the first thing is that like it shows him on like this mission to like save like these young mutants.
Yeah.
Which is cool. That's definitely in line with Wolverine, but that's in line with post X-Men Wolverine.
Right.
Wolverine starts out when he joins that team as a very selfish, non-team player asshole.
Yeah, that was kind of always his thing, right? Yeah.
Well, at the beginning especially, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, going back and reading the letters pages in these omnibus collections is fascinating because people fucking hated that character.
I believe it.
For like a good couple years. Like they were still getting letters of like, why did you have this issue that focused on Wolverine?
Right.
He's like the worst character in the team. But like there was a lot of that, right? And it took a while for Claremont to, you know, I think do what he intended to do from the beginning, was like, yeah, he's going to slowly warm up to the team and he's going to soften and you're going to see that. So I would like that represented here. And, you know, maybe this mission takes place like deeper in the game where that started to already happen. But I think if he's not with the X-Men, then you're losing that dynamic of the X-Men being the force that helps him come to that, right? The other thing is that they show Jean Grey come in, which again, if the X-Men aren't formed, I don't know why she's there. I love the fact that Stephanie Michelle called that out too. She's like, if the X-Men aren't a team, Jean Grey shouldn't be there. Like, that's just weird. But then also, either way, it doesn't make sense. So if the X-Men aren't formed, Jean Grey should not. Well, I mean, Jean Grey just as a person would not be helping Wolverine to murder people. That's not a thing that she does. Now, again, look, let me be fair. I have not read X-Men regularly for a very long time. Maybe they're just killing fools all the time now, and it's regular business. Yeah. But it used to be that, like, it was known that Wolverine was a killer, but Wolverine did that shit on the down low, away from the rest of the team.
Right.
Usually when he was on his own adventures, or it would be a thing where they would just, like, let him go do his thing and kind of be like, I know what you have to do. Don't tell us about it, right?
Sure.
Yeah. And occasionally, like, it's actually a really cool moment for a number of reasons. Because one, Storm was a pacifist when she started on the team. Well, not pacifist. She was against murder, right, against killing. But also just how dire the situation is, where she sends him on a kill mission.
Okay.
Like after the mutant massacre, and it's like it's a big fucking deal,
right?
But also, if the team is formed, then Wolverine would not want to be murdering people in front of Jean because he loves her. And, like, he doesn't want her to see the monster, right? So, have big problems with that.
Yeah. Well, they're doing their own canon.
They are, and that's fine. It's open to interpretation, but, you know, I think when you do that, you still should be true to, like, the source material in a way, and, like, this feels to me, and again, I don't have much to go off of, but I get the impression that it's like, I feel like you're getting kind of the Chud interpretation of this character and not how deep and nuanced the character is, and I'm a little worried about that.
Yeah.
But again, it's not much to go off of.
We'll
the other
see.
thing,
it's hard to say.
This is the thing that, like, I don't think I haven't seen anybody comment on it. Deborah Wilson is in the trailer, like, for a blink and you miss it part.
Okay.
And she has an eye patch on and she's wearing leather. And I'm like, oh, I think Deborah Wilson is playing Callisto, the leader of the Morlocks. And that's an interesting choice because Deborah Wilson is a very attractive woman that looks very healthy. And the whole deal with Callisto is that she is a woman that is conventionally unattractive, and she's very, like, emaciated and thin, and she kind of has almost like a masculine type of appearance. That's part of the thing, right? But, like, her whole thing is like, oh, you fucking X-Men, you've got it so easy. Look at how beautiful all of you are. We have to live in the fucking sewers because of our mutations.
Right, yeah.
And so I think that's a weird casting choice. If she's not Callisto, no problem, but if she is, I'm like, oh, I don't know about that. It looks good. Notably, it's coming out September 24th. Keep track of that as we go through this.
September
going to detect
seems like a
pattern.
pretty big fucking month. Yeah.
Next up, they showed more of Tokon Fighting Souls, which I just kind of put because I don't know. I mean, I am no longer interested in picking that game up.
I don't think I care about it either, actually, the more I look at it.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like,
it looks gorgeous.
It's
just
very pretty, yeah.
Yeah. I have never really gelled with that type of fighting game gameplay anyway, like the Marvel versus stuff, like the more anime fighter stuff. It's too chaotic for me. I really like the art style. I like most of the character designs. Another Marvel pet, like little pet peeve of mine in this one is they introduced the champion as, I guess, the ringleader of why they're fighting.
Okay.
And they gave him this weird, like, boy band glow up type of thing. If you listeners go look up Champion from Marvel, like in the actual,
I feel like I've seen that character.
Comic art.
Now I need to do that now because
I'm not, like, obviously they should modernize it, especially if it's coming from Japan and they're doing like, you know, their own take on the stuff. I just think that this change is going a little bit too far. Where it's like the only thing that's similar is he has the same hair color and the name, and everything else is, like, completely different. But and I guess he's kind of near and dear to my heart because he featured heavily in, like, the Silver Surfer series that I read, and also he was one of the Infinity or one of the Power Gem, or he was the holder of the Power Gem actually leading up to Thanos Quest and the
He's got
Infinity
like the
Gauntlet.
final evolution of the Hulk Hogan haircut, basically.
Yes,
Yeah.
with hella Widow's Peak.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, very different design going on in
Yeah.
Tokon.
Yeah, okay. I was like, oh, this must be it. I didn't know who that was or anything. So
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think most people won't,
yeah,
but again, very very specific to Julian.
No, it makes sense.
It was cool to see that ProZD is voicing Doctor Doom, so that's a pretty
Okay.
cool thing. Also, he is in a very fun live action commercial for the RGG sale going on right now, where
Okay,
it's just like him waking up this friend, and he keeps dressing up as various like RGG characters. Like he's dressed as Akira from Virtua Fighter 6, he's dressed as Majima, he's dressed as Ichiban.
why not?
It's a pretty fun commercial.
Yeah.
Then they showed Rayman Legends Retold, which for the most of the trailer I was like, oh, a new Rayman game, that's cool. And then I realized that it was a remake, and I was like, but why?
I didn't even realize that. Yeah, I remember Rayman Legends.
Yeah,
I don't know if I played it or not. Actually, that might have been the one we did buy, because we did have I think I bought my sister that.
mhm.
And I ended up playing it, a lot of it. I remember not liking it because I don't like those kind of games. And yeah, so I didn't even realize it was a remake. So okay, why not?
And look, I'm pro remake, and I am on record as saying that like, oh, it makes sense when you want to either train up a new team or you're trying to introduce like a dormant franchise to a newer audience, but
Mhm.
Rayman Legends is only a little over 10 years old, and I
Right.
feel that like you could get by with just like doing a nice remaster,
Right.
or just but I also feel like the game, well, I don't know, it's been long enough that maybe there's no longer people there that worked on those older Rayman games, so maybe you don't have anybody who knows how a Rayman game should be designed,
Right.
so maybe that's why they're doing this.
Yeah, maybe.
I would note that like Rayman talks, well, actually all the characters talk in this one,
Mhm.
and as someone who is a big proponent that like Nintendo characters should talk, and I would like to see the Mario characters talk,
Right.
there's something very off-putting about Rayman talking. He doesn't seem like a character that should talk. I don't know.
Well, he's talking.
He's talking.
We all have to deal with that.
Well, I don't. I'm not playing this shit.
Well, me neither. So
Yeah.
somebody else does.
Yeah. That one's coming out on October 1st, which may as well be September.
Yeah,
Just
pretty
putting
much.
that out there.
Pretty much.
Next, they announced a Bancho the Chef, which is a prequel story to Dave the Diver, which I still have not played. I would like to play eventually. Mainly, like, this was actually the big, like, not the big, but this is one of the big standouts for me, simply because I really dig the overall art style and vibe, and kind of just like the gameplay that they showed. It looks very interesting to me. I don't know how that character factors into Dave. I mean, I kind of know how he factors into Dave
He's
the Diver, but
sushi chef, and I think you're trying to get him fish because he's your chef at the restaurant that you're diving for, or something like that. It's weird.
okay.
Yeah.
But do you remember if there's any like gameplay associated with him in?
Oh, I don't know. I
Dave?
didn't play Dave the Diver, so
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's that.
I'm kind of curious about that. It might be a thing where I play Bancho the Chef before I play Dave the Diver, because
It's possible. Yeah.
Yeah. Then they show. It was funny because like I think a lot of people forgot that this had already been shown, but way less than what we saw this week, which is they showed a lot more of Kimuri, which is the game from Ikumi Nakamura's team, formerly of Tango Gameworks.
Tango,
you know, the real effervescent game designer that like she's a lot of fun.
She seems
it was
very
cool
nice.
that they got her out here to talk, and
I agree.
She was also just very, very entertaining.
Oh yeah.
The game looks super stylish. It looks really cool. It loses me when they say that it's a co-op thing.
Oh man, this game was one I remember when they first showed it. I was like, oh yeah, that might be kind of neat. And watching it in action now, I am so not interested in it.
Really?
Everything about it just looked.
Oh, wow.
It was one of those games that suffers from things like, I think you and I have talked about this, where it feels like there's so much shit happening on screen that I can't fucking tell what's going on.
It does have that going on.
And it had it so much. And there's something also about the style of it that I didn't really care for. Yeah, just at like every turn, I was just like, yeah, I don't want to play this. And then they said co-op, and I was like, yeah, no, I super don't want to play this.
Because I'm sure that you can play it single player, but usually with things like this, it's like, but it feels like you're really supposed to play it with other people, and you're gonna have like a worse time by yourself because like the game is kind of structured around having more people on the screen and stuff like that. That's my big concern. I also, with them talking about like, oh, and you're gonna like capture these yokai and wear them to get new abilities, I'm like, that kind of screams gotcha to me. I don't know if this is free to play or not, but there's certain elements of what they were talking about where it's like, some of this sounds like a free to play joint to me.
I was really not into anything they showed from it. I just I kind of felt, and as soon as she came up, I was like, I kind of feel bad because I forgot this was their game, and
I don't want to let
but I was like, because as they're showing it, I was like, man, I don't really care. I don't know what this is, because I kind of forgot about it until she came out. I was like, oh right, they showed this. Yes. And then I was immediately like, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to play that. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I mean, I got to see more of it, but like, if it evokes some of the vibes that I got from Ghostwire Tokyo, that'll be a deciding factor for me, because I really love like a lot of Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. So we'll I need to see more, but I totally get where you're coming from.
Right.
They showed more of Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis, which is the kind of remake / retelling of the original game.
Yeah.
So this is like the second time they've remade the first game. But
Why
this seems more like a Resident Evil style remake, where it's like, not only have we fundamentally like reimagined the gameplay from the ground up, but also it's giving us the opportunity to flesh out the story because we know where it goes now.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
Then it came out afterwards that like they used a lot of AI to like work on the game. So
not surprising.
But it's one of those things where it's like, okay, but how did you use it? Because I think it's one of those things where it's
always one of those things. Yeah. Nowadays.
People are having to walk this weird line where it's like they have to say they're using AI to like satisfy investors.
Yeah.
But it's like, but it's one of I talked about this earlier where it's like, okay, technically like my agency uses AI because, but it's like, does that mean but I don't know. There is nuance here, right? And it's a thing where it's like, okay, what did you guys like? What did you guys actually use it for? Because it's like, technically you could be like, yeah, I mean, we have spell checker, like whenever we're doing documents, like that's AI also. And it's like, are you just saying that you like use AI to satisfy the investors? But I think that's also shooting you in the foot on the other end. Right. At this point. So it's like, I don't know. It's tough. We're in a weird position right now.
It's a weird time in video games and just about everything, really.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next up. Okay. This is a thing where I could have sworn this game already came out on the Switch too, but I guess not because I didn't see it. It seemed like nobody had seen this game before, which is The Lost Wild, which is like, we've got Jurassic Park at home.
Yeah.
And we filed the serial number off of it and we repackaged it.
I don't think I've ever seen it. The thing I liked about it though, yes, it is very much Jurassic Park, but at the same time, if they're not going to make a game like this, and
someone should do it.
Somebody should do it. If they're not going to be able to
dinosaurs, I was like, oh shit, are we going to get a game with dinosaurs? Because I'm like, why don't we have more games with fucking dinosaurs?
Right. That was my I was like, okay, yes, it's very Jurassic Park. At first, I fully expected it to be a Jurassic Park game, and then when it wasn't, I was like, you know what? That's fine. At least if they can't get the license or whatever, if they're not going to give that up because we're making Jurassic Park games, fuck you. Hey, go do your own thing. It's not like they have a fucking copyright on dinosaurs. You can use dinosaurs. Right. It's okay. why not? It seemed cool.
Yeah,
For sure.
I need to see more of it. I'm curious to see. It's obviously like more of a survival horror type game, but I'm wondering. It looked like it's a thing where it's like, oh, you probably don't have any way of actually fighting back, and it's more about like evasion.
It might be one of those kind of things. Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely want to see more. Looks for like the graphics are really good. Like,
yeah, look good. Yeah.
Like a lot of stuff. Like, I mean, most of the stuff here, but also there was like, spoiler alert, like I already have seen the Summer Game Fest opening night thing as we're recording this, and it's like there's a lot of games where it's like this doesn't look real, like because of how good it looks, and we'll get to a couple of those here coming up.
Right.
Well, actually, this is one where when I first saw it, I was like, I don't think this game is real, which is Phantom Blade Zero. They showed a little bit more of it. It was a weird thing to have here because it was like, oh, here's a trailer to let you know that another trailer is coming soon.
Yeah, that's kind of what they did, didn't it? Yeah, we have more coming like this summer of 2026. We swear it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Like, all right, sure.
The only reason that I put it here, because there's not much to say other than like it still looks incredible and it is on my radar, is that they had announced a September release date, and then that got delayed to October after this state of play. You'll start to see why as we get to the end of this presentation. I know.
Yeah.
Look, I know you guys already know, but humor me.
Yeah.
And then next up, they showed that the 1.0 release of No Rest for the Wicked, that really cool looking action RPG from the Ori and the Blind Forest team. Is coming out in October, which may as well be September.
Yeah, you played a little bit of that, didn't you?
Very little, because I got it for my Steam Deck, and Steam Deck was not happy with that.
Yeah.
Like,
I kind of remember something like that. Yeah.
It was like playing it on potato settings, and I was like, all right, I just need to wait for the console version. So I'm excited for this. I've really been looking forward to this. Cool. So it's a crowded September, October.
Yeah, everybody's isn't like GTA supposed to drop or something, and it's theorized that everybody's trying to stay out of the way of it or something like that. I can't remember.
Oh, it's not theorized, Justin. GTA 6 is slated to come out November 15th. It is the only major release scheduled in November as of this recording.
That sounds right. Okay.
And we'll
put
a pin in that for now.
Couldn't exactly remember when the release date for that was slated for because they keep moving it. So yeah.
Yes. Next, they showed another trailer for Onimusha Way of the Sword. They are doing the Pragmata thing, unfortunately, which is like, I think you're showing it too many times.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about this trailer was that they announced that it's coming out September 24th.
Mm-hmm.
Same day as Wolverine, I think, is September 25th.
Okay.
This is September 24th.
Well, you have one day to play Onimusha, and then you have to play Wolverine. I don't know.
But then immediately after announcing the release date, they also said, hey, the demo is here. And so I downloaded the demo and I played it that evening. I figured
you did, yeah.
Yes. They fucking did it, Justin.
Oh, yeah? Good.
They took Onimusha, which has not had a mainline new game in 20 years, and they modernized it in all of the best ways, but it is still very much an Onimusha game. It is not a Souls game.
Good.
Like I thought it was going to be. Like, to me, that seemed like the obvious way that you bring Onimusha into today is that you go for the FromSoft formula, but that's not what they're doing.
That's smart because there's way too many of those now. So yes. I'm glad they didn't go that route.
Me too.
Yeah.
This gives it its own identity.
Right.
It does borrow some sensibilities from those games.
That's
For
fine.
example, when you go to a save point, you rest there, you get all of your health back, but I don't think it regenerates the enemies like it does in Souls games.
That's fine.
But like there is like a stagger mechanic and there's like a parry thing going on.
Sure.
There's actually a lot going on gameplay wise. There's a lot of different moves that you have, a lot of ways to defend. And the weird thing about this game, Justin, is that there's two control schemes to choose from before you start. One is called offense mode and one is called defense mode.
Okay.
Tell me what you think the control scheme is for offense mode.
Probably something to do with like they probably made that like Souls-like combat somehow. Like the L1 is like slash And then I don't know the exact buttons for Onimusho. Like what am I mapping?
So like, light attack, heavy attack.
Oh yeah, I would imagine like L1 light attack, or R1 heavy or light attack, R2 heavy attack, something like that for offense mode. I'm gonna guess. And then
Okay.
that would be my
That's
guess.
a good guess.
Okay.
That's a good guess. Offense mode is light attack on triangle,
Okay.
heavy attack on circle,
Okay.
parry on square.
Okay.
And I was like, that's just wrong.
That's weird.
But defensive mode is light attack on square, heavy attack on triangle. Okay, that's good. Parry on L1, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, I guess. Either one doesn't feel right to me.
Yeah.
But just like Devil May Cry, Devil May Cry 5, I think did have button mapping, but I was never able to get that game to feel quite right either.
Sure.
There's just like some weird thing about the way they chose to like map the buttons there also that I didn't agree with. It's not a problem. Like I picked defensive mode and I was fine.
Sure. Okay.
It's very fast combat, and so like you've got, okay, check this out, Justin.
All right.
You can block an attack.
Okay.
You can parry an attack, which will in a lot of enemies' cases, it'll leave them open like almost to a stun, so then you can finish them off in one hit.
Okay.
Or it'll like significantly add to their stagger bar.
Sure.
You can dodge.
Okay.
You can perfect dodge, which then also opens them up to a one-hit kill.
Mm-hmm.
But the timing is tighter. And you can also deflect, which is for projectiles, which is like a different type of defensive thing, where just like a Jedi, you can just like reflect projectiles back where they came from.
Okay.
It's fucking rad.
That's pretty cool.
And on top of that, you still have like the Isen move, which is like if you hit the attack button right before an attack is about to connect with you with the proper timing, you just kill that dude in one hit. And then if you time it again, you can kill the next dude in one hit, and you can chain that up to every enemy in the room if you're good enough. It looks incredible. It feels great to play.
Cool.
It feels a lot like Pragmata, where I was like, oh, this game's like actually way too easy. But then I got to like the boss of that demo, and that was actually a proper challenge. And I was like, okay, I think that's all right. I'm hoping that like the harder difficulty is not like Pragmata, where it's like we just ratcheted up the damage so high that everything's going to kill you in one hit. Because that's not fun to me. It's also going to be a game that I play in Japanese because I think that the dub is. It's not that it's bad. I don't think that it fits. It's
okay.
Because this portrayal of, well, I mean, Musashi's already like, he's known to be kind of like a, he's like a real rough around the edges type of guy, right? He comes from like very meager means. Sure. And he's supposed to be like a little happy-go-lucky, but also just like kind of like a street tough type guy. And I've heard in the original trailers, right? Like the Japanese VO was like very, like it evoked that very well. Where the English voice actor sounds like someone who really, really wishes they were Ben Starr. Okay. They want to be Ben Starr so bad, Justin.
Well, maybe they can be.
No.
You don't know that.
No.
You don't know that.
No, I do know it because I played this demo in English. And they missed the mark.
Well,
But yeah, it's about a half-hour demo. It's excellent. I can't wait.
I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, I figured as soon as I seen, because I watched it today, like I kind of saved it for today, so it would be really fresh in my brain today. Because I know how I am. So
I watched it twice.
When I seen the demo, I was like, okay, Julian definitely played that.
Yes.
Quite positive. So I'll see what he thinks. So that's good. Cool.
Yeah. You should take a look at it. I think you'll dig it.
Cool.
And yeah, again, September 24th for that one. Next up is they showed more of Silent Hill Townfall, which looking real
that
dang
looks really good. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a little leery on the monster designs of what they've shown so far. They seem kind of Silent Hill movie-ish, where it's like, I mean, you're in the ballpark, but this doesn't this doesn't quite have like the oomph that like some of the game designs have.
Right. Yeah.
But it also it's the first Silent Hill game that's first person, so that's interesting.
That's cool.
It also looks like it might be going more for like a Shattered Memories type of, we're not doing combat this time around, like more sneaking around and trying to distract versus
that's possible.
fighting.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you log into an email at one point that's called Red Square's email. Like, I was like, okay,
that's kind of
good
fun.
reference.
Yeah, that's good.
Because this is not set in Silent Hill. It's set in a new location. But I don't know if you caught this, Justin, but there's a part where the guy's doing a puzzle, and it's like this like almost like a wheel.
I see.
And there's plates around it that have abbreviations, and it's like, oh, those are the other places that Silent Hill games have taken place in, aren't they? Because one of them is very notably SH.
Right.
I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool.
I did not catch that. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, it looks very nice.
Cool.
Also, like, first black protagonist in the game, possibly the first black person in the series. I haven't played them all.
Boy, I'm trying to think.
But
I'm trying to think.
I feel like this might be a series first.
That might be, yeah. Boy, I'm really trying to think hard too, and I can't think of a single black person in that entire series. So yeah, you might be right. I haven't
played the short message, and I haven't played Ascension. That really, that weird like interactive show thing that they did.
I don't think anybody needs to do that. So
no. It seems like it might be set, around like the 90s or like early aughts, based on like the technology they're showing, which is also interesting. Like that's. I like the fact that they're playing around with time periods.
Yeah,
right? So,
the idea that I got from it, and I could be way wrong because they say something about learn something behind the static or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, well, that's been a Silent Hill the static has been a mainstay for, since the first one.
Right.
Maybe this is like a prequel of sorts as to like why that's a thing. Could be. I don't know. Yeah.
I'm really curious to try this game that is releasing on September 24th, Justin.
Why not? Why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it?
Next, I kind of put this here mainly for you. Ace Combat 8, they showed quite a bit more of. Wings of Thief.
Yeah. I feel like I've seen a space elevator in there. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to play that game, but at the same time, I'm constant because I played 7. I was like, this is fun, but I'm terrible at it.
That's my thing. I respect the hell out of that series, and it looks like the story looks like my type of crazy, but I'm just really bad at those types of video games. I was bad
at 7 was the first one I've ever tried. I was like, why not? Let's see what happens. And I was like, I am awful at this game. I'm just bad.
Yeah.
So
in a way that I feel even if I was playing it on easy, I don't know that I would actually.
I think I had it on easy, and I was still like, this is fucking hard. I don't get what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But the soundtrack is cool. That was pretty dope. Hearing the music to it. So, and those are usually very good soundtracks. So maybe there'll just be a CD that I get or whatever the fuck.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I'll watch it once and be like, okay, yeah, let's download the soundtrack, and that's my Ace Combat 8 experience.
Right.
I'm fine with it.
Releasing on October 2nd, which may as well be September.
Yeah, pretty much.
Next, they brought back the Stuntman series with Stuntman Hollywood.
This was interesting.
Yeah, that's a word I'd use.
Yeah, this was interesting.
I love the concept of the Stuntman series. I think all I've played of it is the demo of the Xbox 360 game.
I think I played whatever what was the original one for? Was that PlayStation 2?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I played through that one all the way through. Thought it was pretty good, but it was one of those games that's like extremely frustrating at times because you have to be so precise, and it's made to be like, yeah, you're just gonna fuck this up for a while.
Yeah.
Until you finally
sort
get
of
it
like
right.
The showcase modes in the WWE games.
Basically, yeah. But even more egregious, honestly. So I remember that about it even way back then. I I remember renting it and I finished it in the time that I had rented it, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Kind of forgot about it completely as a fucking franchise. That's why when it showed up, when they started doing certain things, I was like, is this a fucking stuntman game?
I got that about halfway through the trailer.
Yeah.
So I didn't clock the first car, which you might be surprised at, but there was a different car that would have made more sense to pick if they were doing something from Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
Than the one that they went with. As soon as like Miami Vice and the theme song started, I was like, okay.
Yeah, Knight
and
Rider.
And then when Knight Rider came in, I was like, let the fucking 80s die.
Yeah.
And then Mad Max shows up, and then the DeLorean from Back to the Future shows up, and I'm like, can we stop with this already?
No.
And I get it, like it's especially for this type of thing, like it's like, okay, you're doing actual like movies for this Hollywood-based game. I get that that's a big hook for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I feel like you could have saved a lot of money on licensing and just like done spoofs of those movies, and you would probably get the same point across.
Yeah. That's what they used to do.
Right.
That was
yeah, because I could have sworn they already, I mean, because they're all based around making movies,
yeah,
right?
The first one I remember, the one I always remember was there was one that was supposed to be like a Steven Seagal movie, and you had a tuk-tuk or whatever, that little like bike thing, and you did a chase with that, but like your guy looked like he was like Steven Seagal or like a stand-in for him or whatever.
Yeah.
They had a lot of that stuff, and it was always like spoofs of movies, but you knew what they were doing, or going for at least. So yeah, it was kind of surprising that they actually went and got the licensing for some of that stuff, but I don't know, why not?
Yeah. It looks cool. Like,
I wasn't disinterested, but like I said, if it's as frustrating as those old games, I don't really care to play it.
Yeah. I think my big takeaway is that this has been like, I mean, they don't have a release date for this yet, but this has been a surprisingly banner year for racing games, and not just like one flavor of racing game, but a lot of different styles of racing game.
Yeah.
And that's cool to see. Because the thing that I do appreciate about Stuntman is it's the only thing besides those early Burnout games that gives me that feeling of the crash modes in Burnout. And that's what I liked about Burnout, was crash mode. I didn't really care about racing. I liked playing crash mode.
Fair enough.
After that, they showed quite a bit more of Ill.
Yeah, they did.
Which is one of those games that looks so incredible that I feel it like it can't be real. Like it looks like it should be a next gen game.
Yeah.
There's like some weird sorcery going on with this game.
Very impressive looking. Yeah.
Yeah. Gory as shit.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I know that I said like Wolverine is too violent, but that's mainly because of like the source material.
Sure.
Like,
yeah. I get that.
Like I'm here for it, man. Like they show like just some fucking disgusting kills in here. I love at the very end where he like cuts the head off of like this zombie guy, and then it starts to grow like like not tentacles, but like appendages out of the neck. I'm like, oh, we're going full on thing with this. Okay, this is
neat.
Cool.
Look neat. I don't want to play it. It looks too scary for me, but look very cool for sure.
They showed a decent amount more of Control Resonant, the sequel to Control. I am curious about that game because I thought Jesse Faden was a really cool character, and the actor who plays her brother, who is the main character of this sequel, is kind of like a wet fart of a person to me. And I don't know about basing your entire sequel around this dude. Like, he's just got like a boring look to him. His line delivery, I think, is very boring. Like, it worked in the context of, oh, this dude's been like trapped in the oldest house all this time, and he's drugged up to shit, and like he's also crazy. And sure, like that weird like flat delivery was like perfect for that.
Sure. Yeah.
But when you have to step up and be like a main character, I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll
find out.
On September 24th, Justin.
Perfect.
look, I can really only afford 1, maybe 2 games in September, and it's got to be Onimusha. I understand that Remedy needs my money more than Capcom.
Yeah.
But I've been waiting 20 goddamn years for another Onimusha game.
Fair enough.
I got Alan Wake not that long ago, so I'm good.
Fair enough.
On Remedy right now. And then after that was the actual best announcement of the entire state of play, Justin, which is that Guitar Man is coming to the Classics catalog
I've seen
on the
that
PlayStation.
all in all caps, so yeah.
Yes.
I figured you were pretty excited about that. Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm tentatively excited because I understood that all the Classics games were available to purchase individually, but I was informed that's not the case.
Right.
And then also, when I've tried to play rhythm games on a modern television, it hasn't gone well for me. I remember I tried the demo of the remaster of Parappa the Rapper, and I could not get past the demo.
Right.
Like, I failed almost instantly, and I used to be fucking great at Parappa the Rapper.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I'm not going to blame age on that. I'm blaming like input lag on the TV.
Fair enough.
We'll see. But if it's available to purchase, I'm definitely purchasing it, and I'll take a stab at it, especially if they add trophies to it. Someone was saying that like that game was hard. Oh yeah, Alex Navarre was saying that Guitar Man was hard, and I was like, really?
Yeah, I remember
play
it
that
being
game on
pretty
Expert.
hard. But then again, I didn't play very much of it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's a game that you can beat in an hour, and I probably put like a good 70.
I didn't own it. I remember watching somebody else play it for the most part, like a decent chunk of it, and they were really good at it. So yeah, that was that.
Next to last is also one of the biggest shockers of the presentation, which is it was like, you know, I don't want to say the name yet. It was an interesting trailer because it's like couldn't tell what this was. It's like, you know, these it looks like a bunch of influencers on this island, like filming some sort of YouTube channel type thing. Neil Newbon is in it, the voice actor of Asterion, being like this like buff kind of like surfer boy asshole type guy, which is fun. And like the more that I'm watching this trailer, I'm like, oh man, like did Supermassive, like, are they already announcing their next game? They just released a game.
Yeah.
It seems too soon for them to already have like a trailer for something. And then Peter Stormare showed up and I was like, wait, what the fuck? Like, is this and then it's Until Dawn 2.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know why I have this feeling about this particular thing, but because it's not like this doesn't happen all the time, but I feel weird about a sequel to Until Dawn being made by someone besides Supermassive.
Yeah.
Mainly because Supermassive kind of pioneered this whole thing.
Yeah.
And they've been doing it for the 10 years since. I was not aware that they didn't own Until Dawn.
I didn't catch that it wasn't them until the second time I watched it.
Okay, yeah.
So when Wednesday after this had already happened, I looked up what was in it. I was like, let me look up what's in it, and then I'll watch it Fridays. That way it's very fresh in my head. And I was like, there's an Until Dawn 2 trailer? I was like, oh, let me watch it and show Kim. And because she loved Until Dawn. So so we watched it together, and she was like, "Oh, I'm really excited about that. That's cool." And I was like, "Yeah, it looks pretty okay." There were certain parts that I was like, I don't know, certain like little graphical bits didn't look super enticing to me, but you know, it might be pretty neat. And then like when I watched it today, I was like, "Oh, it's not Supermassive that's making that. That's weird."
Yeah,
and the more I thought about it, the more I was like, I don't know really how. I mean, I guess Sony owns that because they made the movie and all that stuff. I was like, it makes sense, but
Supermassive did not make the remake.
No.
Right? That was the same team, Firesprite, who's also the team that made the Horizon VR game. I gotta say, the other thing that's weird about it is that I think it does look better than Supermassive's output graphically.
Oh, recent Supermassive. Yeah, no, I'll agree with that. I will agree with that. I was like, and that which was my initial thought too. I was like, well, it's a Supermassive game. This is actually a step up for what they've been putting out.
Yeah.
and then I realized that I'm like, oh, it wasn't actually them. Oh, okay, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah,
yeah.
So no release date yet on that, but that was a pretty shocking reveal. Because Peter Stormare was the he was like the person tying together the chapters the way that the curator does in the Dark Pictures. So that's also an interesting choice,
right?
That he's back, but also unclear if he's playing the same character or not. He might just be in there as like a nod to the original game as a different person.
I mean, you can always go that route. So yeah.
And then lastly, before we get into like the nuts and bolts of this, dude, this is the way that you announce a video game, Justin, which is, hey, you've never seen this before. We've never said what this is, but here's 20 uninterrupted minutes of gameplay. I was
fucking shocked by how much they showed of it. Because I was like, oh, it's going to cut off right here. And then it kept going. I was like, holy shit. Okay. And then I was like, oh, it's going to cut off. No, we're still going. All right. Cool. And then to not have an actual, like, even release window, I thought was shocking because I was like, this looks like a finished video game. It's the same thing. What was it last year with Clockwork Revolution on Xbox where they showed like all of that footage and it's like, you don't even have a release year. No. What are we doing here? That game looks done. Yeah, it does.
I should have it in my hot little hands.
Right, yeah.
This is the next game from Santa Monica Studios, the people behind the God of War franchise. Yeah. And it's cool because it starts off with the funeral pyre for Faye at the beginning of God of War 2018.
Yep.
And then as the pyre goes off, like, her spirit leaves her body and then goes into this other realm where she wakes up and instantly. Okay, first off, I have to say, I was listening to Nextlander podcast today and they were talking about this game and they were like, yeah, I mean, you can sort of tell that it's going to play like maybe a little bit different than the previous games. And they're like, it looks completely different than the last two games. What are you fucking talking about?
I'll admit that I'm not the biggest... Like, I haven't been interested in the previous, God of War installments. They just didn't look like my cup of tea at all. Mm-hmm. This one, I as soon as the first, like, fight happened, I was like, that does look pretty cool, actually. That looks a lot, like, quicker and more interesting than the other games, for sure.
Yeah.
And then I was immediately like, I'm interested in this actually, but I don't know if I should play it because I don't really know what the hell happened in the other games.
Dude, all you need to know is that she died.
Yeah,
right?
I do know that. I know that much. I watched enough of 2018 and the sequel to it, but I never like got all the way through them, I guess. So yeah.
Yeah. And then the other like big thing is in the title because spoiler for a game from 2018, but like the big reveal is that she's Laufey and like she's a daughter of the giants, and so Atreus is actually Loki.
Okay, makes sense.
Which I mean, sort of, but like there's nothing in Atreus's personality in either of the games that makes you think, oh, trickster god, which I think is a big failing of the way they write that character. But anyway,
yeah,
no, for me instantly, like, as soon as she gets up, I was like, oh, that camera is pulled out. Like, it's not pulled out as much as I would like it to be, but it's not attached to her ass the way that Kratos's is.
Right, yeah.
In the last two games, I was like, that's cool. And then she fucking double jumps, and I was like, oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, much, like, very good traversal here. And yeah, just like you, when the first fight started, I was like, oh shit, God of War is back.
Yeah.
And it's actually, to me, the combat is like a nice blend of the original God of War trilogy, but also a nice heavy sprinkling of like Devil May Cry.
Yeah, that's kind of what that was my thought was. I was like, this kind of reminds me of Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
Especially when she gets like the sword at the end. I was like, okay, yeah, there's some shit here. That looks pretty cool.
She's got some awesome moves, like fucking like knocking a dude's soul out of his body and then like beating up on the soul before it like returns to the body.
Yeah.
Really cool like cinematic throws. Like there's an air combo that she does. There's a big melee that happens right before the boss fight that they show, where she's fighting a bunch of dudes, and like, dude, she's up in the air for a while.
Oh yeah,
it's cool. That all of that stuff looks great. I love Deborah Ann Woll, who plays Faye.
Okay,
she was like one of the main characters in True Blood. She's one of the main characters in the Daredevil, Marvel series, or the Netflix series.
Oh,
and
yeah,
the
she
series.
was in that. Now I know where I know her from. Okay, yeah.
She's a big old geek. She does D&D sessions. Like she's a game master, so she's got to be like stoked to be in something like this. Got no problems with any of that.
Apparently, Jack Quaid is in this game.
Thank you for leading me to the thing that I've got a problem with this fucking game, Justin.
Yeah.
Even before we got there, I was like, ooh, I don't know about the way that this character is written. She sounds way too 2026 to me. She does not sound like someone who is supposed to be raised in like Northlands, like in whatever time frame this game takes place in. And then fucking Frank shows up.
Yeah. The
gelatinous cube called Frank.
Yeah.
Voiced by Jack Quaid, just sounding like fucking Jack Quaid, talking like Jack Quaid in 2026.
Yeah.
Accompanied by a sword that has a ribbon, and the ribbon is what talks, obviously. And it's just the cringiest. Like, okay, I always take exception. We've talked about this, where anytime somebody says like MCU speak, I'm like, I don't know that you, when you say that, I don't know that you actually watch any MCU movies, because especially with me going back and rewatching a lot of them recently, it's like, no, there's obvious snark there, but the snark comes from characters that are always snarky. It does not come from everyone. There are characters that are written differently. It is not across the board.
Yeah.
But when you are talking about MCU speak, this is what you're talking about with Frank and this ribbon, and even a little bit of what Faye says. Like, it just doesn't fit the setting of the game. And also, when you've got this fucking talking cube named Frank, I'm like, if you're not taking your shit seriously, why should I? He's on the box. Like, that's how much of a major character it is. And I'm just like, I fucking hate that so much.
Interesting. Yeah.
And I'm worried about the overall tone. But dude, the concept is exactly what I wanted after Ragnarok, which is like, I just want to see them like mash up a bunch of pantheons together. Like,
yeah.
Because a lot of people were like, "Oh, we're going to Egypt next," and it's like, but what if we went everywhere?
Right.
And call it a place called Every Win, which is also kind of cool. And basically, what it is like it's the afterlife for the gods, and that's a cool concept.
Yeah.
They've flirted with that concept in more modern versions of Marvel's Thor.
Okay.
Where it's like, oh yeah, all the pantheons are valid and exist, and he talks to other. I mean, that's kind of been there for a long time, because like, you know, even in like Silver Age Marvel, you would have like Hercules and his pantheon, you know, rubbing elbows with the Asgardians and stuff like that. But they've taken it further, where it's like, oh yeah, all earthly denominations you can think of, otherworldly denominations, they all have their gods. They're all valid. They even convene at a certain planet, and stuff like that. There's like places that you can only go to if you are a god,
right?
So yeah, that whole concept is very cool. The two gods that they show in this demo, one is an Egyptian god, and the other is a Tibetan god,
right? So
that's very cool. It also has like the spectacle that I feel was missing, especially from God of War 2018. Less so in Ragnarok. Ragnarok does have a couple like really big set pieces, but with this being most assuredly a truncated version of the opening of the game, it has that bombacity that original God of War trilogy had, where like each of those original 3 games would open with like the coolest fucking opening level you had seen up to that point.
Yeah, they were
feels
quite
like that.
Fucking cool. Yeah, I will agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't even give a release year, and again, I don't know how that could be because it looks finished. Like, it looks so
maybe
polished.
they only
and
did
like
just this part.
Yeah, that was what I was like. Maybe this is all they have, but it's like, but how? I don't think that's how game design works.
No, they just worked really hard on this part, and the rest they'll just figure it out.
It's the vertical slice.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Now they got funding. Like this, this got them the funding they needed to actually make the game.
That's it.
But no, Steven Totilo came out like right after it said like, no, this game is probably way closer than you're thinking. I was like, yeah, because to me it looks like a next year game.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was the entire Sony State of Play.
Yeah.
I thought it was a strong show conceptually, but a weak show for me personally.
Yeah, I wasn't super jazzed about most of it. The God of War thing was cool. I mean, I'm not, again, it's a franchise I'm not super interested in. What else? I mean, out of everything new game wise, I didn't really find much that was like, oh yeah, I really, really want to play that. And that's just kind of like Wolverine. A lot of the stuff that I was like, oh, that's cool, like Wolverine and stuff like that. I was like, well, I already knew that existed, and I was probably already going to play that. So
yeah, that was the thing for me. Is that like, it's not that there aren't games here that I definitely want to play. In fact, most of the shit coming out in September I want to play.
Right. Yeah.
But it's stuff that I was already aware of, so it wasn't like a holy shit type of thing.
Right. Exactly.
Right? It was like, okay, yeah, it's nice to have a release date tied to that now. Cool. And then in the case of Onimusha, very cool that the demo came out. Capcom fucking killing it as far as like not only like their output, but then also the way that they are marketing the games and being like, yeah, here, like try it out. You know. So that's very cool.
I agree.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
This week, on a new episode of Lupine Law, tensions rise between our detective duo as they uncover a lab illegally testing chemicals on dogs.
This is disgusting. These poor defenseless creatures don't deserve this.
They're just dogs, Lauren. Who cares? Besides, I really hate dogs.
I thought I knew you.
But what will happen when Lorne forgets it's an early full moon tonight?
Get away from me, Pamela.
Lorne? Lorne, what's wrong?
I said get away.
Lorne, why are you running away from me? Lupine Law, Sunday at 7.
So yeah, that's the state of play. So we'll go ahead and roll into our stuff now.
Okay.
Basically, Justin and I, we each chose a path, and we chose different paths for the last week. But we completed our assignments on those chosen paths.
We did do that. Yes.
Yes. So why don't you kick things off?
All right. My path that I chose was finish James Bond this weekend. God damn it. And finish James Bond, or I'm sorry, 007 First Light. I did. I finished it.
Congratulations. That's your, like, what, third?
Maybe. I don't even know anymore. I guess if we count Octopath Zero.
Oh, that counts. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I'm
was
trying
this
to
year.
think of what else I played. I'm sure there was something else I finished. Okay. 007 First Light. I liked it. I don't know if I loved it, but I did like it a good deal. As soon as it got done, I was kind of like, yep, that's good. I'm done. I didn't really feel the need to go back into it or anything like that. It definitely doesn't have that like Hitman, like, oh, I want to go back in and try this thing, or I want to see what else I can do in this level.
That's kind of what I was thinking, because to me, it feels like that was my story of First Light, and I'm good with like how that played out. And Now, you know, the training stuff that you can do separately, like that's a different beast, and that's apparently where a lot of like the extra content
And
is gonna go.
I got into that at like right as when the game ended. I finished it Monday. I pretty much had it finished on Sunday. But like time kind of expired, like seriously right at the end. Like I was right about to go fight the final boss and all that stuff. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll just finish it tomorrow. Watch the ending and all that. Yeah. Anyway, I opened that stuff up and I was like, yeah, I don't really feel like doing that. I'm kind of good. I liked it. Like I said, I think you were talking last time about like the gunfights and like kind of getting fucked up in those. That kind of never ended for me. Like every gunfight I got into, I was like, yeah, I'm probably just going to die on this 2 or 3 times before I finally kind of grasp what they want me to do. And I don't know how I feel about that. Sometimes I think the gunfights themselves have kind of a not great flow to them. Some of them are really good. And some of them, I feel like you get yourself stuck sometimes if you fuck up a little bit, because you do run out of ammo very fast. And then everybody is shooting at you from a distance that you can't throw your gun at them or rush at them or anything like that. So you just kind of are just like, well, I guess I'm just stuck here. That doesn't feel super great. And so then you start kind of like moving around. So, and then like randomly I'll get killed by some random thing. It definitely feels like the health you have is similar to Hitman, where it's just like, yeah, you took enough shots, you're dead.
Yeah, you're pretty squishy.
Yeah, you are very squishy. And they throw a lot at you sometimes, like a lot.
Yeah, that big, you know, my thing was like in the first like real mission with the plane taking off. Because to me it's like, oh, I've got to book it because this plane is leaving. But you really can't do that because there's such limited cover, and you really do have to make sure that everybody's dead behind you. And then as the more cars are driving up, you use those for cover, which is a cool concept. But just with the immediacy of what's going on, it doesn't feel like that's the play, and that is the play.
There's one in particular where they do give you like a time limit, and you're like, in that one, I was like, well, I'm just going to run then, because I'll shoot whoever I can or is directly in my path. And that one actually felt pretty good. Because it felt like a little more balanced. There are some where you're just like, are these guys ever gonna fucking end? And especially spoilers a little bit, not super spoilers. You get a missile pen at some point, and they're like, okay, use this to get yourself out of this jam. And it's like, okay, but I need materials for this. I need, because it takes up stuff from your watch. You got to get chemicals to use the missile pen. I can't find any, so I can only use this like one time or maybe twice until I find more of these. And I didn't really, and I'm dead. It happens that a lot. There's some definite pretty good fun parts in it. Like you mentioned, like, I wish there was more levels where you're schmoozing, I guess. There's definitely one in particular where they kind of set you out on this resort, and they're just like, yep, you got to find these 3 people and go do it. And it's like, okay, so that was kind of fun, and it felt like there was a couple different ways to do certain things, which was neat. It definitely almost always has that problem that you were talking about, where you met a character and you kind of felt like a certain thing, like you might have missed something. There's a couple times where that felt like it happened, where I was like, did I miss something? Or in one particular spot, I was like, was something supposed to happen between these two that I just skipped over maybe, and the game didn't really account for that? because yeah, like I play like in that one, I did something a certain way because I had heard some opportunity. I was like, oh, if I can get this thing, I should be able to walk right into this place, and I did. And I walked right into this place, and all I did was talk to this guy, and it was fine. But then, like, I met him later, and he was with his bodyguard, and like, I apologized to the bodyguard, like, oh yeah, sorry about all that stuff. And it was like, for what? You didn't do anything. Like, it made it sound like they got in a fight, and I was like, no, I don't think that's how that went down. But whatever.
And it feels extra weird here because after all of the Hitman games, it feels like they should be super aware of like how many different ways that you can tackle things, and the order, like the order is going to change. And I would have expected them to have like all of those bases covered, where it's like, oh, we're going to have this dialogue change because here you didn't encounter the first part of this, and we're going to shift. Yeah,
it felt like you were doing things outside of the canon. And it was it's kind of awkward, you know, like it just has that every now and then. There's definitely a few levels where I was like, I got really lost and was not sure what the fuck it wanted from me. There was one in particular where I was in this like corporate place, and I'm like looking around, and I have to lead this other guy with me through it. And he's like, okay, you get on the other side of this and open this door. And I'm like, okay, great. And I would get on the other side of it and go, now, how do I open the fucking door? I was like, did I miss something? Like, and I'm going everywhere trying to figure it out. And that there was like seriously a good hour of stuff like that where I was like, did I miss something? Because I don't know what the fuck this wants from me right now. In fact, one of them, I think I had to reload a save because I was like, I'm pretty sure I missed something. And I think sure enough, like I did. I missed like a key card or some shit just that was in a place that I couldn't get back to or something. I was like, it feels like I shouldn't have been able to get where I got to without that. I don't know. Level design wise, it gets a little awkward sometimes. Not, you know, and a type of thing where I'm like, I'm done with this game or anything like that. I really liked the story overall for a James Bond movie type thing. I thought it was pretty fun. It was pretty good, especially like a prequel thing. Definitely worked for me on that level. Yeah, overall, like I liked it, but I didn't love it. That's kind of where I landed.
Sure.
I thought it was a very good and solid game. Definitely one of I mean I would say this, probably the best James Bond game I've ever played. And that I guess because I'm not a big GoldenEye purist or anything like that. I think that's you know, silly. That game is fine, I guess. But yeah,
I find it also interesting the way that people have been talking about this game, because they talk as if like the James Bond games are a franchise, and it's like, no, there's a couple, you know, are there any actual direct sequels to any of the Bond games, or are they all one-offs?
That I can think of, they all seem like one-offs. They all seem like movie tie-ins for the most part. A lot of them were, except for like the one that was like from the 60s style one that they made or whatever.
Which is also a tie-in to like the actual
the old movie, right? But it was neat. Yeah. There was an old a thing like that. That was a cool way to do that. But like, I never viewed them as like a franchise ever. They all felt like movie tie-ins and shit like that.
Yeah,
That's
like if IO gets to do a sequel with this Bond, that would be like, you know, the First Light franchise thing, right? But yeah, because it's like you can't, you know, it's almost like Marvel games, right? You can't say that X-Men Legends is part of the same series as Insomniac Spider-Man games, right?
Yeah, that's what
just because they're Marvel characters.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. The other thing that I remember kind of disliking, and I still kind of don't like, was I didn't like the boss fights in the game. There are actual boss fights in the game. I wasn't
expecting that.
Yeah, I wasn't either until like I got to a certain point and I was like, oh, I think I'm about to have a boss fight with a guy. Wonder how that's gonna go. And they're all kind of laid out a little bit similar. And I found them to be a fucking pain in the ass. You're basically just cat and mousing people, and you have to hack things, and you have to like kind of bait them into certain spots to where you can activate the thing, and then it hits them.
Oh, that sounds like my shit. That kind of sounds like the Mr. Freeze fight from Arkham City.
That was exactly what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
The first one is kind of cool. I was like, oh, that's kind of neat that they're doing it this way. And then it kind of happened again, but a little bit more of a pain in the ass. And then even like the final boss kind of admittedly has the same gimmick. And I was like, okay, you just had one idea for this. I was really hoping you were going to do different stuff with this kind of thing. But
yeah,
here we are. Yeah, like if they would have done that once, I'd be like, okay, yeah, that's kind of cool. But they keep doing it. In fact, like the second boss fight that I remember being the second boss fight was kind of a pain in the ass because it wasn't so much that you're cat and mousing the guy. You just have to keep running from him and then activating fucking lights to blind him, and then you go up and punch him a few times and run away again. And I was like, this kind of sucks actually, because he has that's the other thing that pissed me off. Like, okay, you've played to the part where you fight the two guys, right? And you have a fucking fist fight with these two twin dudes, right? And you're fighting them, and you beat them up real good. And then one of them shows up as a boss later, and I was like, okay, we're gonna have a fist fight with this guy because we've already done that. We have proven that I can beat two of these motherfuckers at once. But no, you can't. He has a gun now, so it's different. And it's like, no, but
because gun, Justin, we've been over this.
Yeah. I wasn't super high on that.
Yeah, no,
but yeah,
sense.
like it's okay. I had a good time with it overall. I really did. I liked it. I don't know if I'll ever play it again. And that's kind of like, I got done and Kim was like, oh, you're already done with it. I was like, yeah, that's kind of how these games go. In fact, honestly, if it was a perfect length, really, in my opinion, because I think if it would have kept going, I would have gotten really burned out on it. I'd have been like, okay, this is going on way too long. There's definitely a couple spots where I was like, can't have much longer now after this, right? And then no, okay, they're okay. Yeah, I can see where you would do this. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. And then like as soon as I was like, okay, this is definitely it. And it was, and that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty good. I liked it. I didn't love it. I don't think it's, the most amazing thing I've ever played or anything like that. Definitely doesn't have the Hitman replayability, which I guess I was kind of hoping it would have a little bit more of that kind of thing. But overall, it's a solid game. I did enjoy myself with it. So yeah.
There's little things that I want to see if the game accounts for that you can alter, because like there's like I think in the training you can't get they need you to do that. But there's a part in the open market area where there's these dudes watching a TV, and if you walk in front of them, like you get into a fight with them because like they're pissed off. And I'm like, what would have happened if I walked behind the TV? Like, would that still happen?
I have a feeling that you can't somehow get around the TV.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. But like, it would be cool if there were like little subtleties like that.
That would be fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see the news that came out this week about First Light as far as like ownership and shit like that?
No, I did not.
So I didn't realize this because I didn't even know that they owned it. But I guess, I didn't realize until the Sheep Detectives. I didn't realize that Amazon owned MGM.
Oh.
I don't know when that happened.
Neither
it's
do
weird going to the movies to see a movie film, and it says like Amazon Pictures, and I'm like, oh
yeah.
I don't like that.
I did
feeling.
Catch that with He-Man. Yeah. I've seen that. Mm-hmm.
But it's also at Sheep Detectives, and because I knew that they were making movies, but I thought they were just making stuff for Prime, like that War of the Worlds abomination that came out last year. I guess between when I started working on this game and its release, Amazon acquired the James Bond, right?
Okay.
And so one of the suits, I don't know who, someone that works, I mean, they work for Amazon, but I guess they're in the MGM side of things or whatever, like the movie making wing of Amazon. They were like, yeah, well, you know, we own Bond. So like, you know, we will be the one deciding if there's anything made. And, you know, they kind of alluded to like, we would be doing it in house or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, right. So this game that's already like super like critically and commercially like successful, your immediate thought is, let's not do that again.
Yeah. That's probably about right.
It seemed pretty clear, like even from the outset, that IOI has like plans for this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, spoilers at the end. Obviously, at the end, there's James Bond will return. I'm like, of course they will. Yeah,
yeah.
There's going to be more. To be fair,
that's at the end of every movie.
Yeah, I know. I mean, but even more so here, where I was like, yeah, I mean, this is a setup for like at least there's even like shit that they leave there's threads and shit that they leave dangling at the end of it. Like, oh yeah, obviously it's going to keep going from here. We got to know this and this and this. Yeah, that's funny.
And then they did come out later saying like, hey, we haven't actually decided like one way or another what's going to be going on. Like IOI has more stuff to announce regarding like First Light, and we're excited for that to come out. And it's like, right, but I feel like the first statement is usually with shit like that coming from suits, the first thing they say is the true thing.
Yeah.
And then when they have to backtrack,
get
it's like
a little
that
backlash.
now,
then it's like, oh, okay, hold on, maybe
we hear you,
and we understand. But yeah, no, the game is good overall. I did like it.
Before we leave this, I have to know, because I'm just curious. Do you recall how you gained the money in the market level?
I did skip one thing. It felt in that market to me that you had to do like 3 things. And those 3 things were probably going to get you the money. That was how it felt structured. I did the fight pit, because felt like the only way that I could get immediate money, to do anything else. And then I hustled the man with the cup game, the 3-card Molly or whatever the hell that was. Okay. I hustled him. And then I did found the crypto wallet thing. Okay. And then there was another thing that it felt like I could have done, but I didn't feel like doing it because it involved men, and I didn't feel like fighting men at that time. So I didn't do that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the fight pit.
Yeah.
I did the shooting range.
I didn't even know there was a shooting range, so there you go.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was kind of talking about last week.
Yeah.
And I did the crypto wallet thing.
Okay,
I saw the 3-card Monty guy, but I didn't have enough money to buy in. And then by the time I did the other stuff, I was like, oh, well, I've got the money that I need, so I don't have to go back to him. That's the type of stuff that I really like. And as I finish the game, like I kind of do want to just be like, okay, how did you do this? And how did like blah blah blah? Because like
there's a couple different spots where you get those kind of options like that. Like like I said, that resort part was really cool. I really liked that one. Although it was really funny. There's one part where like you're trying to find these like rich people and put a tracker in them, right? So for reasons. So you have to break it. This one guy's like almost like a crypto millionaire type guy. So you can imagine the type. Like he's having his own little private party with all his bros at this one spot. But they're all assholes, so they've been cut off of alcohol. So you have to get into the party, and it's funny because like there's a path that leads to this party, and they will be like, no, this is invite only. You can't get in here. And then you can just go around the corner and jump this one little spot and walk right over to him. And I was like, wow, they didn't really cover that at all. That's funny. And I imagine that's just how you're supposed to do it, because I don't know. It was pretty good.
But I like that type of shit.
Yeah,
like
I
was when we were talking, I think leading up to this game coming out, and I was also talking, I think, because you might have gone back to Hitman. Oh yeah, you did go back to Hitman for a little bit.
Yeah. And
I was saying one of the things that I want to see in these types of games is that I want to see something capitalize on the fact that most people that are in charge of guarding areas don't really give that much of a shit.
No, they
right?
don't.
They only care enough to like get the paycheck, and it's like I want to see that reflected more, where it's like this person shouldn't be that invested in, you know, chasing you down or whatever, right? Like,
right.
Again, unless it's like a very high level military operation,
Sure.
or, you know, it's like one of those things. But if it's like, if you're just like a security guard, like, to me, it's like you're going to be like, hey, don't go back. Fuck it. I'm off in half an hour.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah. Yeah.
And I would love to see a stealth game where you literally hear them like do something like that.
That'd be
like,
fun, actually. That'd be pretty fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Or you hold someone up and they're like, I don't get paid enough for this. I'm just leaving. Like,
Yeah.
just take.
I mean, there is some spots in this one that are kind of like that, but most of them are kind of scripted, where it's just like, especially with the bluff mechanic thing. Yeah. Which that mechanic is cool.
Yeah.
I like how they did a lot of that stuff.
I wish there was more to the bluff. I wish
I
that
agree.
it wasn't like a get out of jail free card. I wish that it was like you could initiate a bluff and then you have to like use information that you have learned in the level
Sure.
to progress with the bluff. That I think that seems like a perfect like sequel implementation.
Possibly.
Where it's like,
yeah.
you can fail a bluff now, or, you know, you have to like, you know, because they're actually Reloaded, which I haven't played yet. She can bluff there like against some of the security bots, and you have to have like enough information about the place that you're breaking into in order to fool them. And I really loved that part of that game.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Very it was
cool.
good.
All right. Well, before we move on to my thing, I actually do need to take a quick restroom break.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'll be right back.
I'll be here. And here I am. Rock you like a hurricane. Oh, so yeah, we've been doing cigars. That's the thing. I've now smoked the full cigar. I don't know what it's called that I smoked exactly. Let's try to find a name for this. You can all judge me. Like I said, I don't know what is good. I go into the room and today I went in unaccompanied because I went in there today and got three cigars for the weekend. One for today, and which I would smoke on here. Here, let's open this little band up. Let's just desecrate this. It says something. What does this say? Handmade. This is a really weird font. Handmade by something. I can't read that. It's all in French or something. True something. I don't know. It's got like a weird skull lady on the cover. Fat Bottom Betty. Well, there you go. I don't know what the hell that is. It's good though. It tastes good. Nice, and it leaves a sugary taste on the lips, which is nice. You know, after something like that. If you out there have advice on sugary tastes on the lips that are even better than what I just had, by all means. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. I have a limited selection of what's available to me. We don't have a vast variety of cigars. Well, we do. I mean, there's a whole room, but you know, the whole thing. Oh, let's see what else. Oh, Julian's back. I covered the time perfectly. I'm doing it. I'm vamping. That's what they call it in the industry. It's an industry term. Julian is opening a beverage. He has a t-shirt on. Thank God.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how's it going? I found a new man. I did get another man. I'm now 3/4 of the way with all the men.
Excellent.
Yeah, I have the man that you found.
Okay, good. I was going to
found
say, like,
him.
let me know if you need me to send that man to you.
I have that man. I found a new man. His name was Virgil, and
You really got around.
yeah, he's Virgil van Dyke or something. I don't know what his name is.
I can't with these soccer player names.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Harry Kane.
Tell me that Virgil van Dyke wears a monocle and talks like this.
I don't know. It's okay. It's not spelled like, Dick Van Dyke. It's Dijk. So I don't know how that's pronounced. It might even be worse. It might be Virgil van Dyck or Deke.
I think that might. Yeah, I think it might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. I love it. Don't
Okay,
change
and
a
that
thing.
makes me think that this is by design now.
I'm loving this. This is fucking fantastic.
Not only did Coke sign off on it, but like they encouraged it.
I keep meaning to look up like who I'm missing. Coke World Cup stickers. Thank God I've searched this already, but I forget who I'm missing. Let's see. We're missing. Okay, let's see. Let's go over the list here. I have Harry Kane. I have Lamine Jamal. I get Lamine Jamal a lot.
Lamine.
It looks like Lamine. He's from Spain. Okay, they have cool. Lamine Jamal, not Jamal. I'm sorry. Harry Kane. I know this guy because I get him a lot too. Joshua something. He's from Germany. Okay, hold on. Where do I find all of them? You have to show me all of them. Okay, meet the players. Let's do that. Who are we missing? We have him. We have Lamine Yamal. He's the big one.
This time the men were shown to Justin.
We have to press arrows. Oh, this is fancy. Oh boy.
Because they can serve you more ads that way if they put a single player on
Joshua
each page.
Kimmich. Okay, we have him. Okay, that's 2. Virgil van Dijk. He's from Ned. What's Ned stand for? Is that Netherlands?
No idea.
Okay.
Maybe Netherlands.
Yeah. All right. I just got him today. All right. Who else we got? And Anthony Robinson. I think I have this guy. I think I have him. But he's from the USA. Okay. I might not though. There's Alphonso Davies, of course. I've only gotten one of him, so there's that. Lautaro Martinez, I have him. Let's see.
Lautaro sounds like a Mortal Kombat character.
It does every time I see. Yeah, Harry Kane, obviously.
Yeah.
I have him. I do not have this man, Edson Alvarez. He's from Mexico. Seems like a fine man. Let's see who else. Weston McKennie. That's the guy that you had with the multicolored hair.
Yeah.
I have him. In fact, I've gotten him. Okay, this guy I don't have. Jefferson Lerma. Okay, you're missing. We got to find Jefferson. He's from Colorado or Columbia, either one.
That's going to be Colombia.
You sure? And then finally, Santiago Jimenez from Mexico. I do not have him. That's a different guy. Yeah, Gabriel Mago. I looked how to pronounce this guy's name at one point because I was like, I have no idea how to pronounce this. I've forgotten. He's from Bra. He's from Brazil. I have him. So yeah, we're missing the 2 Mexican players. Maybe I have to go to buy a Coke in Mexico to get these guys. Who knows?
Just get a Mexican Coke.
I'll get right on that.
But they're not gonna have this.
They're not gonna have this, And this guy from Colombia. So that's who I'm missing so far. All right. Now we know. If you out there have those men, you tell me about it. All right. If you find, we're all on the hunt for these men. We got to find them. All right.
J. Jonah Jameson is also in the market for these men.
That's right.
They're all menaces.
That's right.
Yes. This week I chose a different path, which is I completed Trails in the Sky first chapter.
Congratulations.
I was really hoping to have time to play First Light, but I saw 2 movies, and one of them really kept me from doing a lot of stuff, which I will get to in a rant when I talk about that movie going experience. And yeah, so I think when all was said and done, it was like about 67 hours, which is, again, less than I was expecting.
Right.
I think I ended up completing 71 of the 73 quests, which means that not only did I miss that one that I ranted about last week, but if I'm missing another one besides that, that means that there must have been a quest hidden in the dialogue of a random NPC that I didn't progress enough with.
Yeah.
And so there's still room for improvement with this series when it comes to that type of stuff, where it's like, you need to let me know every time that I should be talking to an NPC that has a potential quest attached to them.
Right.
They need to stand out more. And there was, like, in the final chapter, there was this, like, one NPC that ended up having a blue exclamation mark by him. Nothing ever came of that, and then eventually the exclamation mark went away, and I'm like, I don't know what I was supposed to do there, and I'm wondering if that's where I missed that other quest. It's that possible. Maybe there was another NPC that I was supposed to talk to, but I don't know who that would have been in relation to that. And again, it's like, to me, it's like, after I talk to this dude with the exclamation mark, then another one should pop up with the other person I need to talk to.
Yeah.
But minor quibble. Sure. I was able to complete almost all the quests. Like literally, I'm missing one that I was not aware of, and then the other one that I just
you got kind of screwed out of. Yeah.
Yeah. Holy shit, dude. Trails could potentially end up being one of my all-time favorite series.
There you go.
It's so refreshing to see this type of RPG. And it's one of those things where, again, we've talked about this, where it's like, especially you and I, who very much come from like the Final Fantasy, like, you know, we play a lot of JRPGs, but we're Final Fantasy guys first and foremost, right? Like, that's the thing that we cut our teeth on. That's the thing that we still keep coming back to. Even though I played a shit ton of these games, like on the Super Nintendo, PS1, PS2, after that, I really fell off in a pretty big way, and I haven't really, like, been paying close enough attention to the evolution of these games, you know, since that generation and onward, with a couple exceptions, right?
Sure.
Like Persona is absolutely on my radar now. Like when Persona 6 comes out, I'm there day one, because I loved 5 so much, and then I did enjoy 3 a good bit. And I was actually, well, I mean, we're still not done with, like, not E3 time, but I'm hoping that they announce like a release date for Persona 4 remake.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
because this is the 30th anniversary of Persona, so I'm expecting not only that, but I'm expecting a reveal of Persona 6, because it's like, what are we doing?
There recently was some sort of leak about Persona 6. Some of it was fake, and then some of it did turn out to be real.
Interesting. I just caught the part where it was fake.
Yeah, and they did issue a takedown of it.
Interesting.
So yeah.
So it should be incoming shortly.
Yeah, it seems.
I would hope.
Yeah, you would hope. Right.
Yeah. Game Awards is like the last possible second that they could really do it, and I would hope it would be before then. Maybe TGS. That would probably make the most sense. That might
track too. Yeah.
Yeah. The overall story continued to be exactly what I wanted, which is the scope is very small. It's very much about these 2 characters who are on a journey to advance in their job, which is being a bracer, right? Like, you're going to each of the regions in this kingdom, and even the kingdom that you're in is relatively small when compared to the other kingdoms in this world.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you're going to each of the branches, you're signing up there, you're doing your job, right? You're going on all sorts of different types of jobs, like, and again, they run the gamut, but invariably, because you're the main characters, eventually you end up doing a job that's way outside of like your pay grade, for lack of a better term. And it's like, by the end, they're like, well, shit, y'all succeeded in that. So yeah, here's your recommendation for senior bracer status. You can move on to the next place.
Right.
But it works, right?
Yeah.
And it continues to like, I really like my explanation of like, yeah, each chapter is sort of like its own anime arc, with its own storyline. There's even a tournament arc in this game, which is
Why
great.
not?
But even by the end, like the thing, like the big resolution, like the big conflict is relatively small. And I love the fact that the villain is not like capital E evil for the sake of being evil. He's not even necessarily trying to like gain like power to take over a place. It's more of it comes more from a place of insecurity and concern for his country.
Okay.
And it's like, I can actually, I mean, you fucked up and you did some really bad shit to get here.
Yeah.
But I also understand what your motivation for it was, and you had good intentions. And at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, I actually like, I can kind of empathize with you and sympathize with you. And it's like, but I mean, you still got to go to jail. But
yeah,
I'm like, but hey, maybe later on down the line, you can like join our party because like you were really cool. You have like some really cool moves.
Right. Yeah.
I found myself getting actually pretty choked up towards the end. Like, just with the like concept of like, man, these two kids have like come so far like in this journey, and like so proud of them to like you know, achieve their goal. Like that's really cool. I love the characters, like the party members in this game. One of them in particular, Olivier, he's the bard.
Okay.
And he's played by Matt Mercer, and Matt Mercer just did a phenomenal job playing this character. He is your typical Lothario type character. But I like the fact that he's not just a skirt chaser. In fact, of the two main characters, he's actually coming on to Joshua. He doesn't care about Estelle. He thinks Joshua is the bomb. And so, like, he really wants to get in Joshua's pants, and then also a lot of the other ladies that he encounters. But, like, of your two main characters, he only has eyes for Joshua.
I see.
And, like, that's a cool thing to see, especially in a game coming from Japan, to have a character be, like, so openly bisexual.
Right.
He just talks a lot of shit. You know, he's got like the floweriest language. He just a really fun dude. And then when after I beat the game, I saw the trailer for second chapter. I was like, oh yes, he's back. Okay, I'm excited. Cool. Like, I'm glad that he's going to be there again. And then so, you know, again, my only other comparison for this series is I played all the way through Trails of Cold Steel 1.
Right.
Which had, and I guess this might just be the way the series goes, is that after you beat the final boss, you get that victory lap where it's like, okay, it's time to go talk to everybody again.
Right, yeah.
And so you get to really see like what impact you had in the general vicinity of like the community. You can talk to like some of the main characters that you encountered along your way and kind of get like final conversations with them.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that. And then it hits you with the one more thing, and it's like, fucking A. I can't wait for the next game.
Yeah.
Cold Steel 1 had that. This has it as well. And I was like, oh man, I am so excited for second chapter. And then today I was like, let me see when second chapter comes out. Can you guess when second chapter comes out, Justin?
September.
Yeah.
How did I know? How did I guess? Crazy.
I was like, oh, God damn it. Come on, man.
Yeah. Well, you can always wait a little while and play it, you know.
That might be the game that I save for hiatus.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. But God damn it.
I know. It's wild.
Yeah. And I forgot to talk about that. Real quick, because I meant to come back to that conversation when we finished the Sony State of Play thing. Obviously, the reason all these games are coming out in September and early October is they want out of the way of GTA 6.
Sure, yeah.
And I understand that. And I made a video on our YouTube channel about this because I do think that there is a missed opportunity to do counter programming to GTA 6.
Sure.
I understand that like GTA 6 is going to be the major conversation as far as like discourse and, you know, podcasts and YouTube channels, because obviously it is. But I also think that a lot of people, and I don't necessarily mean like your casual gamer who's only going to buy like 1 or 2 games a year. I'm talking about people who buy multiple games in a year. I think that there are people who would like something else that is new that comes out around the same time that they can kind of bounce between, where you might have like a really, like you might
Honestly,
spend like one evening just playing GTA 6 and then being like, I've kind of had my fill of that right now. I'd like to do something else.
Yeah.
Because like Fable, just like before this week, they announced that they are delaying into next year. One of the reasons was to get out of the way of GTA, because it was supposed to come out in November.
Right.
But the other thing is that I feel that like, and hopefully this happens, like Phantom Blade Zero already did it, but I think some of these games need to get out of September. Whether that means that they can like, if they can come out earlier, that's better.
Yeah, that'd be good.
If they can come out mid to late October, or even the first week or 2 of November, that might be better for some of these games. Looking at you, Control Resident, really worried about you.
Even Onimusha, because Capcom's done that before, where they're just like, yeah, this is ready now. We can just put this out.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Onimusha is another one that I'm worried about. Like, Capcom has been on a roll, and I do think that this Onimusha has the potential to be the biggest game in that franchise, because there's so many people who don't even know. Like, I did see a thing online that like people were calling it like Sekiro 2 because they have no knowledge of this franchise.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which is it's been 20 years.
Right.
So but I also worry that it being in this very crowded window and literally coming out within a day of like 4 other big games.
Yeah.
I worry about that one getting lost in the shuffle.
It's either that or some games are just gonna probably have to delay a little bit and go like, maybe we go December or something like that. Some
of them could probably benefit from December as well.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so that's kind of the last thing I want to say about that part is I understand it, but I also just think, and I could be completely wrong, but. And I would love to have an example, right? I would love to see something come out. I'm not saying the same day as GTA 6, but like within a week, either before or after GTA 6, and being like, oh, that game actually sold really well.
Sure,
because people were looking for something else, new in that time frame.
I could see it,
but we'll see.
Well, time will tell. Yeah.
Trying to think if I had anything else to say about Trails in the Sky. Oh, I guess, yes, a couple things. One, that battle system is incredible. I really, if you're ever in the mood for a really good feeling classic style RPG, and I know that like the length of the series like is daunting to you.
Sure, yeah.
But I still would recommend like trying this one in particular.
Yeah, this one seems like a good place to start. So
yes. One thing though that I felt, especially towards the end of the game, I was like, I feel that this might be a Final Fantasy Pixel remaster situation where they sanded off a lot of the edges as far as difficulty goes.
Oh, okay.
Because when I played Trails of Cold Steel 1, I remember that was the game that broke me of my item hoarding mentality.
Sure, yeah.
Because I needed to use items. I remember that last boss in particular, I was like, oh, I am really having to judiciously use like status ailment heal items, but also like items to bring back my like CP and my EP to do like my moves and stuff like that, where normally I don't have that issue in RPGs. And then when I watched, so I watched 2 trailers for second chapter. There was one that was just like a story trailer.
Sure.
And another one was gameplay. And the gameplay trailer was really cool because it showed like the original battle system with like the 2D sprites on the 3D backgrounds. And then the same fight in the remake. And there's a couple times where there would be boss fights. And like on the original game, this boss does a move. And it's like, oh, everybody just lost like 50% of their health.
Yeah.
Then you see that same move on the remake, and it's like everybody lost a couple hundred hit points.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I kind of see what's going on here.
Yeah.
And I did feel that like Cold Steel had like a really good like it wasn't one of those games where it's like, oh, I can just kind of get by with like attack every turn. Like I really had to think about my turns, even on regular enemies, but especially on bosses and stuff like that. And I found, like, especially towards the end of the game, I was like, I'm not really using buffs as much as I did on Cold Steel because I haven't really needed them. It's like, it's one of those games where it's like, it's not as much of a benefit to waste a turn on a buff when I could just be putting more damage in.
Yeah, that I find that is often the case in a lot of RPGs where they give you buffs. It's kind of like, well, this kind of wastes a turn.
Yeah. And I like an RPG where it actually does make a huge difference. Yeah. So it's not a huge bummer. Like, I still thoroughly enjoyed the battle system. I loved the fact that, like, especially like in the last handful of like major bosses, I was like really thinking about my each turn, because I was like, wait, if I do this and then that, I think that'll be enough to stun them out of the attack that they're priming. And then sure enough, like, that's exactly how it went down.
Right.
And I was like, that felt really good. Like, I really felt like I was like really taking into consideration the turn order and what was coming up, and like mitigating like so much damage, where it's like so many times I'd be fighting an enemy and I'd be like, poor bastard. Because it's like, oh, I just locked this guy down so hardcore, you didn't have a chance. Like, every time that your turn was about to come up, it skipped you because you were like stunned.
Right, yeah.
or I delayed your turn. I was like, but that's a big satisfaction on that series.
For sure.
One thing though is that, like, I'm wondering, and I kind of expressed this with the pixel remasters for Final Fantasy, where when they made like all of those 6 games kind of look the same, it definitely, like, if you are a person who is playing these games for the first time, and you're, especially for the academic level of like, I've heard these are good, I started with like a much later game, but I'm going back to the classics and this is the easiest way to play them, you miss out on that evolution because they're all kind of the same. And I'm also wondering, because, like, obviously Cold Steel came out way after the original Trails in the Sky. But this remake is informed on games that even came after Trails of Cold Steel 1. And I'm wondering if that's going to kind of dilute the impact of the evolution of the series for me as I go forward.
Yeah, it's possible, yeah.
Yeah. And, I can't speak to that until I get to the middle games, because those are just like, hey, we ported the original version of this to PS4, so it's going to feel kind of old compared to these first 3 remake games. Could not put it down.
Cool.
Enjoyed it so much. They're so well written. The world is so interesting. It's fun to play. It made me laugh. Like, it pulled, tugged on my heartstrings here and there. Just a phenomenal RPG. I can't wait to keep going with this series.
Cool.
Yeah, and again, that besides like taking some time out to play the Onimusha demo, which we already talked about, like, that's all I really had time to get up to.
Right. Yeah. Well, you'll have that.
Before we hop over into movie territory, because I do have some stuff to talk about there, why don't we take this opportunity to thank our lovely patrons, Justin?
Okay, we can do that.
We appreciate all of our lovely patrons, but every week we like to thank the executive producer tier. And this week we have Xavier Krager.
We have the Let's Play Princess of Nerds Abroad cast.
We have Stephen Lobo.
We have Soundtracker, just Soundtracker.
We changed the name, yeah.
Nice.
We have 60X Self.
We have Raymond Crum.
We have Philip PK Becker.
We have Matt Jorgensen.
We have friend of the show, John Gholson.
We have Game Johnson of Retrofits.
We have Xrian.
We have Dr. Delicious.
We have Dennis Robertson.
We have David Portnov.
We have Casey Curran.
We have Bookie.
We have Blaine Faya.
We have Bill Tucker of A Gamer Looks at 40.
We have Big Baker.
We have Andrew Wilson.
And last but not least, we have Addy XD.
Absolutely.
Thank you all for supporting the show at the executive producer tier. I hope you enjoy the Magnolia episode of Cinemorons when you get around to it.
Absolutely.
That's one of my favorite ones so far. I really liked the conversation.
Yeah,
that spun out
it
of
was
that.
great.
Yeah. I'm sure you have some movies as well, Justin, because we didn't actually talk about that before the
Not
show.
as many as I usually do. So yeah.
Okay, yeah. Why don't you kick things off then?
Why
I could
not?
use a little bit of a rest.
Why not? Let's see. I watched one today. It was called Unhinged. It stars Russell Crowe and other people that I don't know. It's about a guy who's really upset. I don't really know why he's upset, but he's really upset. Russell
Unhinged, would you say?
Unhinged, yes. It's about road rage and a guy who takes road rage to the next level. That's basically the movie. Wasn't the worst thing I've ever watched, but it wasn't great. Russell Crowe's pretty good in it. I mean, it's Russell Crowe. He's fine usually. He like gained a bunch of weight for it though, which was fascinating because he's like a big trucker man in this, and he's the main bad guy.
I think he's just been doing that. Justin,
well, good
as
for
he
him.
gets older. Yeah,
Good for him. God bless. But yeah, it was fine. One of the worst thing I've ever seen. Do you out there need to run and not walk to watch this movie? No, you can probably just, if it's on and it's something to watch, by all means.
I'll probably avoid that one.
You don't need to.
I actually do have road rage, so it'll hit way too close to home for me.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. They never really explain why he's this upset. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, it's.
I mean, that's where there's no explanation when I get that way.
I know. Well, no, but he's like. I mean, okay, he's like, he just starts stalking this lady after a road rage incident. And also they show him like he kills this couple and burns their house down before that. And it's like, okay, this is a man who's upset, and he's trying to make this girl have like the worst day of her life, I guess, because she honked at him at a red light or at a green light. I don't know, it was kind of dumb. Also, there's like a bunch of spots where I'm like, I feel like somebody should have called the police by now, and then when the police do show up, I'm like, I feel like you should have brought more people with you than what you did, but here we are. It was weird. Anyway, that's a movie I watched. We watched a couple movies that I was just like, this is just a bad movie. I watched The Bayou. That was terrible. Don't watch that. It's about alligators. They're upset and they eat things. It's dumb. We watched Nanny Cam. Kim.
Holy shit, Justin! What was going on at that house this week?
I don't know. Kim kept picking out these movies. And I was like, I picked out Nanny Cam not because I was just like scrolling through things. I was like, what is this? And Kim was like, I don't know. I've never seen it. Want to watch it? I was like, yeah, let's watch it. And as we're watching it, like we're like 15 minutes in. And we just kind of look at each other and go, I feel like this is like, or she said this, she was like, this feels like a B-rated Lifetime movie. And I was like, you're right. It does feel that way. And she was like, well, I guess we'll just see what happens. I was like, yeah, why not? It wasn't very good. God, what else did we watch? This one was actually kind of okay. It was interesting, at least. I don't know how I feel about it though. Is a movie called The Hunt. It's from 2020. It has Hilary Swank's in it.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it came out in theaters apparently. Apparently it came out right as the pandemic was like really kicking into gear. So nobody went to see it. It's essentially about like, okay, we've gathered all these people at this manor and we're going to kill them type of thing. Kind of reminded me a little bit of Ready or Not in a way, right?
Sure.
The rich elites are hunting down these normal people and all this other stuff. Slowly you figure out that the people that they're hunting down are right-wing like podcasters and stuff.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, it's interesting. But also they're kind of the good guys, but not really, because it's fascinating. So like,
Oh, I didn't think of the implications of like you're supposed to sympathize with the ones being hunted, and so right, okay.
But you don't all the time, and that's the weird part. It's weird because like, okay, example of what's going on certain times. The main protagonist is this one girl. She's there by mistake. That's or you don't really know why she's there. They don't really tell you why any of them are there for a while. I'm kind of spoiling a little bit of the movie. I apologize, but I have to. You have to know these things to understand why I'm so mixed on how I feel about certain parts of it. We get to they escape onto this train. These two people, the main protagonist and this other guy. The other guy he's an actor that you would know, but I cannot think of his name for anything. He was the guy in Ethan Suplee. He's
oh yeah, from Mallrats.
Yes, yeah, Mallrats, American History X, all that stuff.
My name is Earl.
Yeah,
and
my name is Earl. Yeah.
He's since lost a shit ton of weight.
Right.
Gotten in real good shape.
I didn't even recognize him. It took me a while to realize who he was. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I know him.
I want to say that he also might have gotten into like the right wing pipeline, if I'm remembering correctly.
It's entirely possible. I don't know. Yeah, this movie, like, I could see this being like one of those types of movies. And then also, I don't know. I'm very fascinated by what it's going for. I mean, Emma Roberts is in this. Couple other people. But anyway, doesn't matter. So they get on this train, and these like refugees show up, and the concept is the main character like sees through most of this stuff. Like they keep playing all these tricks and stuff on them. Like they get to like a gas station, the gas station people are in on everything and all this kind of thing. So they get on this train, they're going down the train tracks. These refugees show up. They have a baby with them, and she points that out to him. And the guy goes, No. This is bullshit. This is also part of this. Look, these are crisis actors. And he just keeps talking about it. And to the point where, and like, she's like just wide eyed as fuck looking at him. Like, what are you you're insane.
Yeah.
So I do, like I said, I'm like, okay, it's weird. I don't know. But they do basically, then it comes out like, okay, yeah, they're like, before they murder them, like they're trying to like make them realize why they're there. That's part of the big mystery of the movie. You get that sense, like every now and then, like a character will seem normal until they say some like extremely racist thing, and then you're like, oh, okay, yeah, got it. Now I know why you're there. It's a weird.
That's what that was.
Yeah, it's a weird, almost like both sides type of thing. Sometimes politically, it felt like it kind of felt mixed
Written
up.
by Ubisoft.
Yeah, right. It kind of felt mixed up in its messaging a little bit, but overall, it was an entertaining movie. It made me laugh a few times. Can't fault it for that, but I don't know. I got to the end of that movie. I was like, I didn't hate that. I don't know how I feel about it overall. I feel like anybody that this sounds interesting to should just go watch Ready or Not, because that's a really good movie.
Right, yeah.
Like, that was immediately like, I was like, you should just go watch Ready or Not. This is a better movie.
I missed her new movie. I think it just like came and went.
Might have.
The one with Jason Segel where like they're married and he's trying to kill her.
Oh, that's sad.
It's like a dark comedy.
Yeah. Yeah. I would watch that though. That sounds fun.
Yeah, like at first, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, I don't know that I really need to see this. But then I watched like Ready or Not 2, and that kind of cemented my opinion on her. And I was like, okay, no,
Samara Weaving's great.
Yeah, I'll go see her in anything.
Yeah, me too. She's great. But the best movie that I watched, and you're gonna love this. I may have ruined a Cinemorons future episode with this one, and I apologize. I was scrolling through good old HBO Max, which doesn't really have a whole hell of a lot on it. And I came across the Barbie movie. And we watched
Oh shit,
the
that
Barbie
actually
movie.
is on the list.
Yeah. I watched the Barbie movie. I kind of, after I was watching, I was like, oh yeah, I probably should have maybe waited on this. But at the same time, we don't always have HBO Max. So let's watch that.
Well, and also, like, a lot of the stuff that I have is like stuff that I just want you to watch.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you watched it.
Yeah.
Like, we don't necessarily have to do the episode now because we can talk about it here.
Yeah.
I'm just stoked that you finally saw it. Because when it came out, I was like, Justin, I need you to watch this movie.
Yeah, I remember you telling me. I was like, I wouldn't mind watching that sometime.
And for one specific scene, I think you know what it is.
Oh, I don't know if I do. Which one?
The choice of song that the Kens like to sing.
Oh yeah. Oh
it's
yeah.
like so laser targeted towards you.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh yeah. I was dying.
I can only imagine.
That movie's really good.
It's
really
so
loved it.
fucking good.
I loved it a lot. It was so much fun the entire way through. And then, like, at the end, I'm like, this is oddly emotional. And I'm actually, like, kind of tearing up a little bit. This is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
What a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It hits on so many different levels.
It really does.
Has so much to say, like, far more than you would think that a movie based on a toy property would have.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they just let the movie, like, writer and director just cook.
Yeah, they really
and I'm
did.
kind of shocked that that happened.
They even paint Mattel as a bunch of like weirdo fucking fuck ups at certain times. I can't believe they let them get away with that. Like, honest to God, like
they have kid gloves on, right? Like they're
a little bit
because they're not like they're not evil like you would expect them to be. They're just kind of bumbling, and also, they definitely like play softball with like the creator of Barbie, who apparently did like a bunch of like ill shit with like tax evasion and stuff like that.
But they do mention it, which is
they mention it, to their credit.
That they actually they were like, but that's another movie. It's like you're right, that is another movie. It was great. I mean, I got a kick out of like like she confronts him about like in my world, like women run everything, like. We've had 2 female CEOs, 2 in the entire, like there was one when I started here, and I think there was another one. That's 2. That shit was
also
great.
I'm a big Will Ferrell fan. I
like
if anything, I wish there was more Will Ferrell.
Yeah, no, I really like Will Ferrell. I like the whole cast. I thought it was.
I love seeing Michael Cera as
Alan. Good old Alan.
like just this like weird, and that's the other thing too, is like even with me like having very limited knowledge of Barbie.
Me too.
Like I could tell when they were the deep cuts, but then also I was like, oh, I recognize that from like commercials because like especially there's a good time frame here in Austin where the after school lineup on like for cartoons was G.I. Joe, Gem, and the holograms, and then Transformers.
Right.
So it was this weird thing where it's like, well, I guess I'm just going to watch Gem because there's nothing else to watch.
What else are you going to do? Yeah.
And obviously the TV commercials during that half hour are very different than the preceding and following. So I saw a lot of ads for like girl toys.
Right.
And so, it's like, I was like, wow, that's incredible. And I like the way they poke and fun. It's like, this is a Barbie toy that actually exists.
Oh yeah.
I know it's shocking, but we made this.
Yeah, they made that. Yeah.
Kate McKinnon as like the weird Barbie.
Was amazing. Yeah.
I love Kate McKinnon.
That's such a fun idea because like, having a little sister, there was definitely some weird Barbies in our house. Like that's just a thing, and it's like they're always doing the splits, and I'm just like, yep, nope, that's perfect. That's spot on.
Yeah.
My mom watched it. She loved it. Like we all got a huge kick out of that movie. It was great.
Yeah. The speech about women that America Ferrera does, like at the climax, is like tear jerking.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Not Ryan Reynolds. What's his name? The guy that plays the lead Ken.
Oh God, yeah. Hold on.
Ryan Gosling.
Gosling. He is
incredible,
phenomenal. I just learned what
the
a
Ken
patriarchy
song is so fucking good.
It's really good. I just learned what a patriarchy is. They asked me what time, and then he has like 4 different watches. It's great. I love that movie. There's so many different little blink and you'll miss it jokes. They're great.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh man, good movie.
It's great on a rewatch as well.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah,
and that was going to be what I said. Like, even if we wanted to do this for Cinema Runs again, I would happily watch this again. It was great.
Yeah, and I think this might have been the movie that cemented it for me, but I think Margot Robbie is one of the most talented actresses that is so like
she's
underappreciated for her talent.
Yeah, she's really great.
Yeah,
really great. Absolutely.
So good. Oh man, I'm so glad you watched that
really
movie.
Good movie. Yeah, and I loved it. I did. I absolutely loved it. So yeah.
I love Simu Liu, who he's the guy that plays Shang-Chi, and he's a great Ken. I love the fact that like they're like, Ken and Barbie can be whoever. So like we've got like all sorts of different like races and sizes and shapes of both. The only thing that I thought it was missing is like I think there might be like one iteration of Skipper in that whole movie. Yeah. Because when I was growing up, like Skipper was like a big deal.
That was a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah. Every time there was like a new Barbie that they advertised, there was a new Skipper.
Yeah.
So I was surprised that she wasn't all over the story.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's the sequel.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah. It's fun that we're going to talk about like another Mattel movie property.
Absolutely. I'm excited.
In a hot minute.
But yeah, Barbie was great. I fucking love that movie. Perfect.
Yeah. Is that it for you for movies this week?
That is what I watched this week. So yeah.
I will go in chronological order for what I got up to this week, which starts with actually not me watching a movie, but being in a movie.
Ah, yes.
I was an extra in a short film written and directed by friend of the show, John Gholson. This was for his current acting class, where I guess what happened is they each had to like pull a name out of the hat, and they had to write a 10-minute long short film for the person, like that highlighted the person that they drew the name out of.
Okay.
So he came up with this really interesting script about an astronaut who was like the first woman to go to Mars.
Okay.
And has since come back, and she's getting really tired of everybody asking her like what Mars is like, because she just kind of wants to go about her life and everything. But it's like, but she's this big fucking deal, and she can't kind of handle like the celebrity. And we didn't film the whole thing in this day, but we did what was supposed to be a support group for astronauts.
Okay.
So it's like, you know, this circle of chairs, and there was like three scenes. I stayed for the final one that he filmed, but 3 scenes total that they filmed this day. First one is just like everybody before the like the support group session. Like there's people like kind of milling about and just like talking, and then the main character like walks in and then meets someone that she knows, and they have a little bit of a conversation. And then the next scene is like us in the group, and basically John asked each of us a question, and then we had to just answer. Like he said, you know, don't try to act, don't try to like think of a bit or anything like that, just answer truthfully like what's in your gut. And he said, like, the way I can't wait to see how this is finished, because he said, like, yeah, not everybody's like, no one's going to have like a full answer. It's going to kind of like weave in and out of like everybody's statements and stuff that.
Sure.
Like my question was, do you believe that we should have like a military space force? And I was like, I mean, probably, but I also think that if we're really going up there for like mining or colonizing or something like that, isn't it a chance for us to try to do better than what we've done before?
Sure,
like,
yeah.
and I was like, I grew up on Star Trek, so like, I would like us to have Star Trek future, you know. But the really cool part of it, couple things. So, he had people drop out at the last minute. I think that's why I ended up. He asked me, and like, I've been trying to be as open, as available as possible for his like acting stuff. But also there was like a someone else who dropped out, and so he brought in a friend of his that was like had done improv with him, and I guess she had stayed in touch with him, and he paired us up as like, okay, y'all are going to be like kind of pretending to have a conversation like in the background.
Yeah.
And I was really worried about that because like, you know, he introduced us and then she like, you know, asked me a question and I answered in my normal introvert way where I was like, oh no, I'm so bad at like small talk and like I'm so uncomfortable around new people. This is going to be really bad.
Right.
But then she started asking me a couple of questions and she got me talking. She was really interested in like the podcast, especially when I told her like, well, we're pretending that we're like in front of like a live studio audience. And,
sure. Yeah.
You know, it's like the Muppet Show. So we have like all of these like characters and people that work for us. And
right. Yeah.
she's like, and like, are those other people or are you guys doing the voices? Like, oh no, we're doing the voices. And also she does voice acting. So she's been in like DC Universe Online and like a couple other games and stuff like that. And so we ended up just like, we just got into talking and we just kind of started conversing. And when John first like, you know, said like action, like I made her laugh because we didn't do the like, pretend to talk. We were still talking. We would just like whisper.
Yeah.
But the first take I was like, this is absolutely natural for me. I'm totally used to doing this. This doesn't feel strange or odd or out of place, right? Like I'm used to just talking about nothing for this amount of time and I'm just going to gesture and it's natural and normal. And then she was like, well, but you've been podcasting for like 14 years. So like, yeah, this is exactly what you're used to doing. And I was like, actually, that's really true. And so we just kept going back and forth. And then we started just like kind of conversing. And I was like, you know, I asked her like I got the story of like, cause she was like living in LA for a while and then she was living in New York and like all that stuff. And, like it was just like a really fun conversation. Then I noticed the wedding ring and I was like, fuck.
Wow, you'll have that.
But I was still like, man, I would like to hang out with you sometime. You're really cool.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, Justin, is that I was so locked in on her. I was not even aware when the whole like scene was being filmed off to my left.
Yeah. Nice.
And
well,
John was like, yeah, it looks supernatural. Or it looks really natural, like with y'all things. Like, yeah, because we're literally just gabbing.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's good. Glad
it was also really cool to see John in director mode.
Yeah, that sounds interesting for sure.
Yeah, and like I could tell like how well regarded he is among like his fellow like acting class students. Like they were just kind of hanging on every word, and they were like giving him exactly what he wanted, and like the way that he was framing things, and he had like these really cool ideas for stuff. And even just seeing, it's funny because he was just filming this with his iPhone, but it was done on like with like a professional gimbal. So they kept it steady and everything. And I was like, man, it's kind of amazing because I watched like some of the footage and I was like, that looks like a fucking movie. And it's amazing like how much just a little bit of like dedicated lighting of an area and a good camera can make it look professional.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was really neat. I can't wait to see the final product. And also one of the things that I really like about this, and also when I've been helping John with his auditions, because a lot of times I read for him and he's always like, you know, don't try to act, don't try to do a voice, right? Like it has to be straight.
Yeah.
But I still try to give him something to play off of. I try to make it sound like a person and not just the way that I jokingly do the dialogue in Video Game Masterpiece Theater. Yeah. And that stuff has really helped me with the podcast.
Sure.
Like, it's definitely inspired me to do like more of the sketches and more of the bits. And then I can't wait to talk about like at the end of the season when I go over all of the bits that we did during the year, because I really want to talk about like the back and forth that me and John have had, because he's been very helpful with like hey, John, I wrote this thing. Like, some of them, it's because he's in them, but some of it's like, hey, like there's a thing that we're airing next week that you recorded for me last week.
Yeah.
And I told John about it, and he was like, oh man, what about this? And he gave me like a joke, and I was like, oh, can I use that? And he's like, yeah, feel free. And so there was like one line in part of it that comes from him, and then the stinger is all John's idea.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And like kind of the way like last season with like the Kevin Feige sketches, like he helped me with those, because like he was like, the idea is good, but it needs to be 3 iterations of it. It's a rule of 3 type of sketch.
Sure.
And so he gave me that idea, but then also he wrote most of the third part, because I was running out of like ideas at that point. But that stuff has been like really cool. So I'm getting a lot. Like I think John probably thinks that he's imposing on me when I help him with the auditions and stuff like that. But he's actually been like helping me a lot with like,
that's good.
Making the show better and being more comfortable with like acting.
Sure.
You know, for stuff and everything. I mean, I don't know why I'm saying this in front of this audience.
Well, because sometimes you got to tell the audience.
Sometimes we're just being real right now.
We're just I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
I'm just here.
Well, next I'm going to tell you about Backrooms.
Okay.
Not the Backrooms as I like typoed in the show notes, because it is just Backrooms.
Yes. Which
is, based on the liminal space phenomenon from the internet.
Yeah.
I am aware of the Backrooms, but I'm not too well versed on like what is what and what was the genesis for it.
Right.
From what I can understand, the person who wrote and directed this film is responsible for the genesis of the idea of the Backrooms.
Interesting.
But there's a lot of different permutations of it, and it's not necessarily like a thing that is owned by anybody. But I think getting the person who did the first thing to do the movie gives the movie more legitimacy than if he wasn't attached to it.
Right.
And if you're not aware of what the Backrooms is, it's a lot of like liminal space stuff where it's like this weird yellowish, like empty looking office space that looks like it's out of the 70s or something like that.
Right.
And just the more you explore, like the weirder it gets and the more off-putting it gets. And a lot of the horror just comes from the fact that it is off-putting to be in this space, and it just keeps going. And I think also their version of it does have like a monster involved with it.
Okay.
So there is that aspect of it. The movie is really interesting because it actually takes its time. And it's especially considering that it's made by ostensibly a YouTuber who's very young.
Yeah, I was gonna say I read that they're like 20.
Yeah, they're officially like the youngest person to have a movie like gross as much as this did.
Right. Yeah.
Also, like the person who made Obsession, which I have yet to see, also a YouTuber, also super young.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that they come from that neck of the internet, and this movie it actually feels like a throwback to when people were still making movies for people with attention spans.
Right.
Where it's like, we're just going to sit in this shot for a while, or this dialogue scene is going to go on for like 7 minutes.
Right.
And we're not cutting away from this conversation to something else. It's a continuous long scene. And I'm like, this is refreshing.
Yeah.
I really like this. And I like that it's a slow burn before the tension starts ratcheting up. I've always maintained that the horror movies that are the most effective for me are the ones where not only do I give a shit about the people involved, but I have time with them before bad shit starts happening.
Right.
Right. And that's very much here. So Chiwetel Ejiofor plays this down on his luck guy who owns this furniture store, and it's like one of those really cheesy furniture stores. It's pirate themed. He does these really terrible ads as a pirate. Also, This movie takes place in 1990,
Okay.
which is interesting.
That is very interesting, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So, especially when it comes down to like him wanting to document like what's going on,
Yeah.
right? It's very much like hand cam VHS type stuff.
Right.
And I forget where we were talking about this, where you had mentioned like, yeah, you make it a period piece because it solves a lot of problems, because like the cell phone solves so many problems that movies rely on.
I want to say that might have been on Cinemorons when we were talking about that with Magnolia or something.
It might have been.
It might have been. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure though. But yeah, I've talked about this in the past. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very recently. It
Right.
might have actually been in a movie segment on the regular show. But you're totally right about that. So
Yeah.
it's nice to have a thing where it's like, yeah, we don't have a computer in our pocket. We can't research this stuff. Especially like 1990, right? Like no internet for most people
Right.
in 1990. So that's a big deal.
Oh yeah.
Also, once they get into the back rooms, I really want to see how they made this movie, because it felt like everything was real. It didn't feel like, oh, we're just on a green screen and we just like CGI'd all of these
Right.
like endless rooms. But I'm also like, but these are all configured differently. And it's like, how did you do this? Did you just like have like these very modular walls that you can like shift around and stuff like that? It's a pretty disconcerting type of environment.
Yeah.
And it goes deeper. And I really, really enjoyed this movie. And then when I got to after we left the theater, I realized that I'm noticing a trend, even with like the horror movies recently that I have loved, right? Like like Zach Krager's movies, like both Barbarian and Weapons do this. And I mentioned it when I talked about Passenger a week or two ago. Backrooms does it as well, which is, I don't need this explained to me.
Yeah.
And at the very end, there's like, and it's not fully explained to its credit, but there's an element of it where it's like, I don't know why this is here. It does feel like it's kind of a hook for a sequel, but at the same time, I don't need this to be anything other than, whoa, there is this weird place that should not exist.
Yeah.
And stuff is super fucked up in there.
Right.
And the longer you spend there, the more fucked up it gets. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I don't need to be sat down with like a scientist to be told like, hey, here's what we think is going on.
I always
It's
hate
like,
when movies do that. As there are some movies that you want it for, and then there are others where you kind of horror, especially the horror genre. It's scarier when it's a little left unexplained, you know?
Yeah, because even Barbarian, which was like, I didn't have any expectations going into that movie. It shocked me at like the subversions that it was doing, like multiple times in that movie.
Yeah.
But there is this weird, needless lore dump right towards
At
the end.
Yeah, I do remember that now.
Yeah. And Weapons has a little bit of that too. It's not as out of nowhere,
right,
as Barbarian is, but it's still there. So yeah, I want these new like horror filmmakers to have a little bit more confidence in what they're doing and being like, it's okay for it to just be weird and unknowable. You
should check out that one Exit 8 movie sometime.
I really want to.
Yeah.
That was already on the list.
I thought they did a really good job with that, because like they give you some interesting bits about it, but they never fully go, here's what this is actually. It at least that I remember anyway. Which I really liked.
Yeah. I'm kind of saving Exit 8 and that one about the podcast Undertone for October.
Yeah.
So that's Backrooms. Really enjoyed it. Not really sure how people are perceiving that one.
I've seen a lot of positivity about it from what I've seen. So yeah. It and Obsession both. So
yeah, I've heard way more people talking about Obsession.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, when Backrooms dropped, I was like, oh, people seem high on this. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and it did do really well at the box office. And then last night we saw Masters of the Universe, 2026.
Nice.
But before that, I have to talk about where we decided to go see it
Okay.
Because like John, even like weeks before this. Okay, first of all,
Okay.
friend of the show John Gholson is the biggest Masters of the Universe fan that I am aware of. Okay, it is his Transformers.
Got it.
And it's like it's the thing that like he has like he knows the lore, right? Like he's read the comics. He's you know he has like he read the kids books that were around at the time and stuff like that.
Got it.
To the point that like after the movie he told me like, oh yeah, this one weird random character was like from like a kid's book. Like he's not even in the cartoon or had a toy.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, well, respect that they went that deep on some of the stuff. But leading up to it, he was like, we need to make a game plan for Masters of the Universe. I want this to be a big thing.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, man, like, you let me know what you want to do because you're the one with the busy schedule.
Yeah.
I can do whatever.
Yeah.
And at first we were like trying to see like, okay, who has like we want to do like some sort of special meal, and I was like, well, it seems like Denny's is the only place that's doing like a Masters of the Universe themed thing, and
Why not?
It looks atrocious. It's like one of the main things, like a pancake with like a mint ice cream scoop on top.
That's too much. Yeah.
Yeah. And at first I was like, okay, yeah, because the Draft House didn't seem to be doing any special menu or whatever. And so then I was like, let's just find the best screen, because I want like this movie looks like it's gonna be really gorgeous to look at.
Yeah.
So I want a really good screen. But then John came at me like earlier in the week and he was like, oh no, Draft House actually does have a menu, but also I just really want to see it at the Draft House. And I was like, I don't really like going to the Draft House anymore. It's super inconvenient for me.
Mhm.
But fuck it. This is John Gholson's thing.
Okay.
Who am I to begrudge him like seeing this childhood treasured thing like in the way that he wants to see it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, yeah. So it's at South Lamar, which is like one of my least favorite Draft Houses to go to because of the parking situation. We'll get there.
All right.
But I was like, okay, yeah, we'll do that. But because of John's schedule, it was like, okay, we got to go Thursday at 9:30.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And
9:30
so
at
I'm
night
like,
or in the morning? Just curious.
night.
Okay, at night.
Night.
That's what I thought. Just wanted to clarify.
And so I'm like, all right, if it's 9:30, and John's big thing was like, I really want to see what the Draft House, like the stuff they show before the movie is. So we got to be there at least by 9 to see, because that's usually when the pre-show starts.
Sure.
So I'm like, all right, that means that I have to leave here at 8.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, okay, cool. That gives me time to finish Trails in the Sky, because Justin, I was so close, dude. I was playing Trails on every break and lunch break this week.
Nice.
Just to get a little bit more time in, because I was like, I can feel it.
Yeah,
I am so there. And I was like, I can, like, because my thing is like, if I can finish this by like Wednesday or like early Thursday, then like I can put some more time into First Light also. But also I was like, I was worried that if I didn't finish it, especially if we were watching Master of the Universe that late, I was like, okay, if I don't finish it Thursday, then I can't finish it until like Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, right.
And that I want to see the end of this game.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see the end of this game. And I was like, okay, that's all fine and good. Then John texts me yesterday and he's like, oh shit, I'm trying to get confirmation, but it sounds like they're charging for parking at South Lamar now. I'm trying to get confirmation, but I can't find anything definitive. And he's like, why don't you meet me at the mall where I'm working, and like we'll go in one car, I'll pay for parking. And I'm like, well, fuck, if that's the case, then, because that also like it messed up like my dinner plan, because that's the other thing about the Draft House.
Okay.
Because they have new ownership now.
Okay.
And I had experienced this for the first time when I went to go see Fuck My Son.
Okay. Yeah.
Where they got rid of their physical menus. So you've probably never been to an Alamo Draft House, Justin, right?
Nope.
You don't have any in your neck of the woods.
I'm sure we do somewhere in a bigger city now around where I'm at. So no, I've never been to one.
So the way that it's worked for, 25 plus years that I've been aware of the Draft House, you have a menu on like that's at every seat.
Sure.
There's a light. So it's the recliner seating, but they have like on the armrest there is a little swivel table, right?
Okay.
Underneath that table is a dim light.
Okay.
So you hold the menu under that light to see what you need to in the dark. Of course, before the movie starts, like there's more light.
Yeah.
They would have little pieces of paper and little pencils or a little pen. So you would write down what you wanted. You would put it like there's a little place to put your it would like your card, like your flag.
Sure.
Right. You would use that to order, but also if you needed to get the attention of like an employee, they call them runners.
Okay.
Right. So like if you want to report like a disturbance, like if someone was like talking or texting or whatever like that, or if you were having like an emergency or something like that. Worked great for all this time.
Yeah.
Then some dipshit with their new ownership decided, hey, you know what? Let's do a QR code for the menu.
Oh, that's such a bad idea.
I think yes. So my thing with QR menus is it's very easy to just put your own QR code over someone's QR code and that take you wherever or put something on your phone that you don't want them to. So
sure.
I'm worried about a security risk, but also it's just subjectively clunkier.
Yeah.
So the way it works now, Justin, is that, you get your phone out. Keep in mind, the big thing about the Alamo Draft House has always been don't talk, don't text, keep your phone
on your
off
phone.
or we're throwing you the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like they literally use this term, we'll throw you the fuck out.
Yeah.
That was always like back when it was about keep Austin weird, the Draft House was very much about Austin weirdness.
Yeah.
So this is a thing where it's like, you got to get your phone out with, it's going to be bright. Scan the QR code. It takes you to the menu. You do your thing. John noted that it's not compatible with Apple Pay. I don't have Apple Pay set up on my phone.
Yeah.
But I also don't like entering payment information into my phone.
I'm the same way for the most part.
So you have to, in the dark, pull out your credit card, enter your shit in.
This sucks.
Right?
Yeah.
Place your order, and then it leaves the tab open so you can reorder. But keep in mind, if you want to reorder, that means you're getting your phone out. Your phone is very bright in a dark theater. It's the antithesis of what the Draft House represents.
Yeah.
And they're even cute about it with the directions where they're like, hey, this is how you order at the Draft House. And yes, we're aware that like of the irony of using a phone to report people on their phone. Don't be a jerk. And it's like, well, don't fuck up a thing that was working fine. Like,
yeah.
And I know the reason. I can tell you exactly the reason behind this. It used to be that there was like probably 4 or more runners in each theater.
Yeah.
They would take multiple rows. We had, I think, 1 runner for this through it, and that's
why
what
you can cut down on people. Yeah.
Yep.
That's how it goes.
So I told John, I was like, oh right, I forgot about the way they order. I don't want to get dinner at the Draft House. I'm just going to eat something beforehand. And so I was going to eat here at the house. But then when John was like, oh, meet me at the mall, I was like, well, now I've got to leave earlier. If I'm leaving earlier, I may as well go get shitty Thai food. So I basically like ran out of time. Like I didn't, dude, I was mid final. Well, it wasn't the final boss because it's never, but it was like, I was like mid like boss fight on trails. I put it in rest mode and I was like, I got to take a shower and leave right now.
Right.
If I'm going to make it in time to like get food and then meet John. So I do that. We get to the theater and like, so sure enough, like, like John drove like, but that was my whole thing, right? Like, that I wanted to get at is like, it is objectively a worse experience to go to the Alamo Draft House now.
That doesn't sound great. Isn't it? Okay. Is there another Draft House type theater? Because I feel like I've heard you talk about that before.
Yes. And there's a lot of also rans that like just all over the country now.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a place called Movie House and Eatery.
Okay.
I haven't been there in years. Like I haven't been there since the pandemic started.
Sure.
So I don't know how they are now either. Like, they might have gone to the same thing, but they were set up a lot like the Draft House, where it's like, yeah, you just write it down, and
I was
someone
just
comes
curious
and
if there
takes
was
it
like
over.
another like brand or something like that out there. Okay.
Yeah, there's multiple now.
Yeah,
But
gotcha.
Alamo did it first.
Yeah. I was curious where the nearest one of those was to me, and the closest Alamo Draft House to me is in Chicago, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to fucking Chicago. That's not happening.
Especially now.
Oh,
like,
no.
The thing that I liked about the Draft House what was they had weird shit that you
Sure.
couldn't find anywhere else to watch.
Yeah.
And they would have like also like special events that were really fun. I never really liked to go to the Draft House to just watch like a regular like new movie, but they have become more of just like a regular theater at this point.
Right, yeah.
And as they did that, it's become less cool. And then look, this might be like controversial to like people that know the Draft House. The food's never been that great, especially considering that it's like, you know, movie theater like inflation on top of the food just being relatively mid.
Right.
But but the thing was like, oh, but this is very novel because like, yeah, you can actually take care of like dinner and a movie at the same time.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And then also like they would have like really crazy menu items, like especially for a big movie event, they would have like special menus or like, you know, I mean, this is quaint now, but like one of the big things that was always a mainstay on the menu was the $5 milkshake from Pulp Fiction.
Oh, yeah.
But now it's like, oh man, I wish that you could get a milkshake for $5.
Yeah, that sounds like a deal nowadays. Yeah. I remember watching Pulp Fiction relatively recently, and that scene came on. I was like, man, I wish I could get a fucking $5 milkshake somewhere. They're fucking at least $8 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was like, oh, holy shit, it's $5. This better be good type of thing. Because they make a whole big deal out of it in that scene. Like, yeah, I got to know what a $5 milkshake tastes like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's my thing. Now, to this theater's credit, it was Dolby Atmos and HDR by Barco. I have not seen a theatrical movie in HDR before.
Sure.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I hope more theaters are getting equipped for HDR because I love it at home.
I'm sure mine isn't. I'm sure it isn't.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Austin is also like kind of a movie town to begin with. So
we got one theater. It's by the mall. That's all. that's what we got here. That's how it goes.
I feel for you. Like I also feel for like the Let's Play Princess because she apparently lives in a place that's kind of like a little bit of a movie desert where she's like, yeah, my theater's not getting this or that, and it's like, oh man, that sucks.
Yeah.
Because we get everything,
right?
Like even like, you know, the smallest of like indie flicks, art house flicks. Like we have like multiple theaters that are dedicated to just indie art house, that don't play anything else.
We definitely don't have anything like that here. So yeah.
The pre-show was fun. It was like a lot. It ran the gamut. John requested this, and I did find it. So. There was a thing in around 1986, 87 called the Masters of the Universe Power Tour, which was the live action stage show that would tour around the country.
Nice.
And there was this news program that the Draft House aired of some local affiliate interviewing the actor playing He-Man in this thing.
Yeah.
She makes the mistake of asking him, what is Masters of the Universe about? Dude does not have a fucking clue. He's just there to look pretty. And, you know, like he's built for the role, you can tell. And it's like, doesn't have two brain cells to rub together. It's fucking gold,
awesome.
Justin.
That sounds good.
It's so good.
That sounds pretty good.
I'll lay that into the episode.
The Universe family, Jack Wadsworth, and he plays He-Man. Can you explain to the folks at home who He-Man is and what the Masters of the Universe is all about?
He-Man is the most powerful man in the universe that protects the universe from the evils of all of the Skeletor and Hordak and his bad guys. We pretty much, the show is all about how He-Man and She-Ra were born and how their parents got together and how Eternia's legends were formed and how the wizards were all inaugurated, and it's a really entertaining show.
The special effects are incredible. Now, I understand that you haven't been in show business for very long. What did you do before?
Well, actually, right before this, I was working in Alaska at a radio station, and before that, I was working in construction. but I also was working for Universal Studios at one time where I met my wife, Leslie, and I was portraying another character as Conan the Barbarian.
Neat. Well, the show is going to be really fun. We're looking forward to it. Stay with us, and when we come back, we'll show you some crazy hairdos, and we'll have more from the Masters of the Universe Power Tour.
But then the movie started.
Sure.
Ask me anything.
All right.
Because I know you're going to see this tomorrow.
Yeah. Let's see. First of all, overall, was it good? Was it fine?
I thought it was fantastic.
Okay. All right.
John thought it was good.
Okay. I'll take that.
Yeah. I feel that if John watches it again, he's going to come out much higher on it. He was exhausted.
I could imagine.
He had a pretty brutal couple of days. He was like filming on set, like it was a pretty grueling filming experience, and then also working retail
and
after that both days.
And then going to I'd be fucking,
and then going for a 9:30 show.
Yeah, I'd be wore the fuck out. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. So I think there's a little bit of that. I really do feel when he watches it again, he's going to be like, oh man, I like that way better on a second viewing, especially now knowing what to expect.
Yeah. My next question is, how is Jared Leto or Leto as Skeletor?
Dude, I'm glad you're asking the hard questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it pains me to tell you.
Yeah.
He's incredible.
All right.
And I hate having to tell you that.
That's okay.
It would have been so easy to say, like, man, Jared Leto sucked in this role, and why did they even bother? Because not only do you not ever see his face, like, they never even show, because, like, in the 2000s version of the Masters of the Universe cartoon, they show Skeletor's origin where he had a face before.
Sure, yeah.
And a name and everything, and they don't even do that here. So he's just always Skeletor. And then not only that, he's doing a voice that sounds nothing like how Jared Leto has ever sounded. I'm like, why did you cast the person that everybody hates?
Yeah.
I don't understand that. But Justin, oh my God. They understood the assignment so well.
Okay.
Because,
that's good.
And here's the thing. I have not watched Masters of the Universe, the cartoon, in a very long time. But I do see clips online here and there. And, Skeletor as a character is like he's memed a lot.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? And the thing about Skeletor, and this was always the case, is that he was very goofy.
Yeah.
And he had a lot of dumb jokes and a lot of dumb puns. And they didn't take him that seriously, and they don't take him seriously here, and it's done in the best possible way.
Yeah.
A really quick example is he goes on, he does this evil monologue, and he starts laughing, and then he stops and notices nobody else is laughing. He's like, that was the crescendo of the thing. Like, do you not understand? Like, when I finish doing this, that's when you go do this other and we didn't. Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord Skeletor. Right. And it's like,
yeah,
that's really good.
That's pretty
also
good.
He's so down bad for He-Man. And that was another thing. I was like, this movie needs to have a good level of homoeroticism to it. And it does.
Fantastic.
So that shit is great. Also, the special effects for Skeletor, like, because at first I was like, they're doing some sort of like hybrid masked CG thing, but it's like, no, it's all CG for his face, but it looks incredible.
Nice.
And the way they managed to animate that skeleton, because he's got like these beady red eyes, which he never had visible eyes in the cartoon, but that makes all the difference. It gives him just the amount of emoting.
Right.
And they do a lot with that. Holy shit.
That's good.
Really, everybody is great. I love the guy who plays Adam. And he's also great as He-Man. The thing that I really appreciate about this movie, because, okay, let me back up a second. Obviously, I care more about Transformers and G.I. Joe.
For sure.
right?
Same.
But one of the things that I think it makes those superior to like your He-Mans or your lesser stuff like Thundercats or Silverhawks.
Sure.
Is that even in those first iterations, those first cartoons, they had character and more depth to them than you would expect for something that was designed to sell toys. Right. Yeah. And they both had comics that started right at the same time that deepened that lore even further.
Right.
They have since both had 40 years of additional lore added on through various cartoons, movies, comic books,
absolutely,
novels, what have you. He-Man never had that.
Yeah, He-Man kind of went away.
He-Man went away.
Yeah.
But also, if you just look at the initial thing, what is Masters of the Universe? What are these characters?
Right.
Well, you've got He-Man. He's a man that's a he, and he's strong and he punches.
Yeah.
You've got Skeletor, the man what has a skeleton face.
Yeah.
You have Fisto, the guy with the big fist.
Yeah, he's got a big fist.
You've got Mechaneck with the mechanical neck.
Yeah.
Like that is their personality.
Yeah.
That's all they are.
Yeah.
There's nothing really deeper than that.
Man at Arms, he has guns on his hands.
Well, he didn't have guns on his hands. Well, did he have?
Got little
he had wrist blasters,
yeah,
right?
Little wrist blasters. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. It shows like that's in the intro. He just is a man at arms.
Yeah, I forgot
he's
about
doing
that.
a little wrist blaster thing. I'm like, that's why he's called Man at Arms. Look, his guns on his arms. Get it? I get it.
It's been a long time since I watched it.
I watched the cartoon a lot because we leave it on for the dog. And sometimes, like, just in passing, that shit will crack me the fuck up. Like, I had it on today. Yeah. And there was just a villain on, and he just introduces himself. He's like, they call me Sticky Fingers. And then he just, like, blasts them with some sort of goop that makes them stuck to the floor. And that shit killed me. Like, just him calling, like, they call me Sticky Fingers. And I was just like, what the fuck is this show, man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the big thing about Masters of the Universe was always that it was like little boy power fantasy, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You hold aloft the sword, you say the words, you're big, strong man.
Yep.
This is still that.
Perfect.
But it has more to say, and I think the stroke of genius for this movie, and so it doesn't transcend the way that the Barbie movie does, but it still has way more depth and heart than you would expect it to.
Right.
I think the best thing that they did is that Adam is from Eternia, but he gets sent to Earth when he's like 10.
Okay.
He grows up on Earth, but he never forgot the people back in Eternia. But while he's been fantasizing about, these these larger than life characters, and he dreams about getting his sword back, and Castle Grayskull and stuff like that, he still has to live in the real world, and he ends up getting a job in HR, and he's really good at what he does.
Okay, yeah.
And it teaches him conflict resolution and empathy, and the thing about Adam is like, he's like, can we just like talk about this? Right?
Yeah.
Can we talk it out? And it's a thing where it's like, it is power fantasy, but at the same time, it's basically lets little boys know that it's okay to talk about your feelings. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to have empathy for other people. But also, Skeletor is just evil.
Yeah.
For the sake of being evil. And I think that's important. One of the things that's bothered me about media for kids over the last like 20 plus years is we've gotten away from like the good versus evil trope for kids, right? And I think it's important for kids to have that real black and white look at good versus evil when they're very young, right? You can introduce nuance into that later on.
Sure.
But it's really nice to be like, no, Skeletor is a man with a skull for a face. He just wants to do bad.
Right. Yeah.
It makes him feel good to do bad, right? You can't talk him out of doing bad.
No. Yeah.
And I think that's a cool lesson. But then also, as you get older, you also can have more fun with that.
Sure. Yeah.
It's so fun. It looks incredible.
Mm.
It reminded me a lot of the Speed Racer movie by the Wachowskis. I don't know if you've seen that, Justin.
I've seen bits and pieces of that. Okay. Never the full thing, though. Yeah.
Yeah. it is very colorful. It is very it's like you will see a character and you're like, that's so and so. Like I can just tell by looking at them. I don't have to be told who that is, which is great. Like when I saw Mechaneck for the first time, like I got giddy because I was like, holy shit, that's just Mechaneck.
Yeah.
Like he's got the exact same costume on. Like, holy shit.
I keep thinking Tila has pants, but that's, you know, that's a minor thing, you know. Good for her wearing pants now. I'm
good
happy
for her wearing pants, but they have some fun with this movie. Let me just put it that way.
That was gonna be my next question, was like, are certain things like pointed out as like, yeah, we know this is dumb and we've always known we're gonna point it out a little bit because we should, because
almost a little bit too much.
Sometimes
they do the joke that a lot of the superhero movies do, which is like, oh, that's a dumb name, right? And here it's because like Adam couldn't remember their real names growing up, so he's like, well, you're Ram Man because you're a man that rams. And then, because he's so pure about it, it kind of sticks with them. Even though they don't like it. But I was like, all right, you're kind of going to this well a little bit too much. But at the end of the day, these names were always dumb, and I don't take this as seriously as a superhero story. So it was fine. But like, like Beastman looks incredible. Trapjaw looks incredible. Like it all looks amazing. The soundtrack is fucking fire, Justin.
Awesome. Cool.
And like the way the action is framed, like it actually feels a little bit like an 80s action movie in a way, like just kind of the way that stuff is like blocked and choreographed and stuff like that. Cringer talks. I didn't think Cringer was going to talk.
Cringer should talk.
That made me really happy.
He should.
Also, I will say, stay to the end of the credits.
Okay.
And there's stuff that they do in this movie that I did not expect, that I was so shocked by, and I had the biggest smile on my face through this entire movie.
I'm going to see this tomorrow. I'm fun. You've gotten me hyped up. This is good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, I told John last night, I was like, if there was another showing on offer and I didn't have to be at a doctor's appointment and work the next day, I would go see it again right now. Like, my plan is to try to go see this on Saturday or Sunday.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. Nice.
Our audience was pretty small, but I'm thinking that's probably because it was like a 9:30 showing.
Yeah.
Although
in my experience, usually the later ones are more full, but that's been years and years ago. So.
Right. And then I did see a thing today that said that it's kind of poised to make a $4 million opening, which is nothing. And I'm like, oh no.
Oh, that's sad.
Because that's been my thing. Because, you know, John's thing was like, I don't know why they're making this movie. Like, Gen X, like, nostalgia really needs to go away. And I agree, right?
Yeah, sure.
But at the end of the day, I'm like, but He-Man is just cool, right? And I do think that there's kids that will like see He-Man, like see this movie and be like, that was cool. I like He-Man. I like Skeletor. I want He-Man and Skeletor toys, and I want to see this over and over. But maybe not. Maybe this isn't reaching, because it is very much like. I mean, there's a lot of stuff here that's for the people my age and older.
Sure.
But there's also plenty that is just here as a kids movie, and that's also worth remembering. It's like, this is a kids ass movie, right? Like,
okay, yeah. I mean, it is PG-13, so yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and also, I mean, it's based on a toy property, right? Like, it's more of a kids movie than like the Transformers movies have been.
Sure, okay,
right. And I really hope that it resonates with kids, but I don't know, maybe not. Because John made a good point, and because I was like, well, I mean, you know, like, our demographic may be in our 40s and 50s, but like a lot of them have kids, and he's like, yeah, but their kids are like 20.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's actually a good point. But not all of them, right? Like, some, you know, there's plenty of people who have like younger kids.
And it's one of those properties, like I said, it went away. It just kind of disappeared at a certain point. So if you don't remember it, you're forgiven, really, because,
Oh, absolutely. But I think what I'm getting at is that even if you have no idea that it existed before, it just looks cool.
Yeah.
I definitely saw so many people online say like, oh, this looks like trash. And I'm like, what are you looking at?
Yeah.
This looks incredible. And it is. Yeah. It's incredible.
All right. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So, I can't wait to talk to you about it next week.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. For sure.
Yeah. But yeah, so that is it for movies. We are going a little long, but let's hit up some CQC because we will not have time to do any next week because Keigh Geoffley is renting the theater again.
Oh, okay.
So,
Well,
we're going to kind of be shimmied to the backstage area and stuff. So, we're just going to have to kind of deal with that as we usually do.
Yeah.
If you have a common question or concern, there are plenty of ways to get at us. You can email us. The email address is thestateselectpod@gmail.com. You can comment on the public posts over on Patreon or YouTube or Spotify, or you can join our Discord, and there is a channel in our Discord for CQC, which is where these are coming from. Starting with Dennis75, who says, what is some type of media that haunts you to this day? Like you regret ever seeing whatever it was that you saw. For example, mine was watching that damn monkey get served up for dinner in Faces of Death. Thankfully, it was not real.
Oh, man.
You have any trauma?
Mine's always murky. The one I remember a little bit, and I've always asked people about it. I probably should just go and watch the movie again. Mine is oddly enough Pet Sematary. I believe is the original Pet Sematary. I watched it at Thanksgiving of all times and places in my life. Somebody just randomly turned Pet Sematary on and was like, we're gonna watch this.
Yeah, a good family film.
I was very young. Also, I had the flu, and I remember like it shows some like really gross part, and my memory is that he wakes up in bed and then there's just like some really gross looking lady next to him. And then he goes outside and like a bunch of other weird shit just keeps happening to him as he's going about his waking up period. I don't really know what was going on, but this is my memory. Very, very murky, and I could be way off base. Or also it might not have been that movie, but I think it was Pet Sematary.
Sure.
And I remember seeing this, being really freaked out, and then immediately vomiting after it because I had the flu and it was Thanksgiving. It was not great. It was not a good time.
That's a real bad like combination of events.
Yeah, it was not
I
fun.
can see that being like super memorable because of that.
Yeah, I do, and it's a very early memory of mine too. So yeah. Trying to think of other stuff that really scarred me growing up. Do you have any, Julian? I'll try to think of some more if I can.
There's nothing that I can think of that I regret having seen because I haven't sought any like stuff out that was like super like, oh shit, that was too much for me type of stuff. Like for a great example, I've never seen Two Girls, One Cup, right?
When I've never seen that either.
Going around the internet, I was like, I don't need to see that, right? And I never like I wasn't one of those people who was like just clicking on like weird shit on the internet or anything like that, and I never have been. So there hasn't been stuff like that. But there is the closest thing that I can come to. There was like a thing where I wasn't expecting something like it, and it did like stick with me my whole life, and it did like traumatize me. Is Large Marge in Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
Okay, yeah.
Didn't see that coming, and I was like, I think 6 years old when I saw that movie. 7. That was not okay.
Yeah.
And it's not a movie that I've revisited as an adult because I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
It's one of John's favorite movies, and I'm like, I'm fine. I don't need to go back to Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
If I think the other thing that I can think of is not really movie related. I think I might have talked about this one other time. Do you remember the show Unsolved Mysteries?
Mm-hmm.
My mom used to
starring Ultra Magnus.
Yeah, my mom used to watch that show a lot. And they would have just random episodes about like alien abduction and shit. And I watched that as a really young kid, and I was terrified sometimes, like of going to bed because of that.
I think I've mentioned it in a similar type of question, but the miniseries V. Yeah, it was like a early '80s sci-fi miniseries.
Yeah.
about like lizard people that were disguised as humans. I saw just a couple bits of that because like my parents were watching it, and that fucked me up so bad, Justin, that the letter V would flip me out for a while. Just seeing the letter V in print would scare me.
Yeah. That one did some damage because I remember then later on in life watching Signs and being like, this is the most terrifying movie I've ever fucking seen. And what a terrible ending to that movie, but
it is.
But
being
being
in a full theater,
and
when they show the footage of that birthday party, that was something, man.
Oh yeah. I don't remember where I was when I seen that, but I remember being like, I don't ever want to watch this again. That was a lot.
San Andreas asks, who are your favorite fighting game characters? Although I have a feeling we already know Justin's favorite fighting game character.
Yeah, mine's Chun-Li, obviously. I always picked all the girls in fighting games. That was who I like to play as. Katana was cool to me, but not as cool as Chun-Li was. I could probably go down just the list. I liked Sophicia and Soul Calibur. Although, I don't know, I was more of a Taki guy because she was cool. She was a ninja.
I've always really liked Taki's design and outfit.
I'm sure you did, Julian. I'm sure you did.
She's poured into that suit, Justin.
Very much so, yeah.
This is a harder question for me than you might think, because I don't know who like my overall favorite is. I might have to be boring and say Ryu, because I really love the whole I am just on a quest to be a better fighter. I am just wandering from place to place. I have no home. I have no belongings. I'm all about the next fight. There's something about that I really love. Hwoarang from Tekken is up there quite a bit.
Yeah.
I love the hair. I love I love his biker outfit, and that little not flurry kick, but that like jumping 3 kick combo is like one of my favorite Tekken bits.
If I have to pick a male from a fighting game who's my favorite male character, it is Heihachi Mishima with a bullet like that.
Oh, interesting.
Heihachi is 100% my favorite. He is dead serious and also the butt of the joke all the time. I fucking love it. He's over the top. It's fantastic. Yeah.
Sub-Zero's up there for me too, because I mean, come on,
he's cool.
He's literally a cool ninja.
Absolutely.
Xrian says, catching up on old Cinemorons and finish the Paranoia Agent one. I've been putting off ones for stuff I haven't seen, but I doubt I'll ever sit down to watch 9 episodes as opposed to a single movie.
Sure.
Anyway, you mentioned watching weird movies. I want to know, have either of you seen Escape from Tomorrow? It's like a fever dream about a Disney vacation, and the movie itself isn't half as good as a documentary of how it was filmed would be, but I wish I could suggest it for Suffer Select.
Oh, God.
In fact, the whole idea of Cinemorons kind of developed from me asking if we could suggest movies for Suffer Select, because at the time, Justin didn't watch much, and I wanted to suggest that movie. When he said he'd be open to watching movies, Julian decided on Cinemorons. Any chance you can get that movie one day? I need to know someone else has seen it. So, I mean, Xrian had requested like a movie podcast previously.
Yeah.
I had always wanted to do some sort of watch cast, but the issue was that you weren't really watching that much stuff, and I didn't want to kind of impose upon you too much for it.
Sure, yeah.
But then my thing was like, oh, we'll never reach like the threshold financially, so it'll be fine. But then we did reach it thanks to Dennis Robertson, so here we are. But I always envisioned it as like, look, I'll be fully transparent. I really modeled it after the way Versus Wolves is set up, where each month Wooly and Eye Patch Wolf trade, like they each pick something for each other.
Right.
their show, they do both every month where we're alternating. Although that's too much. Never mind. I was gonna say we yeah, but that is. I mean, we did like 2.5 hours on Magnolia, so no, we couldn't do that.
Yeah, but we have a slightly different format.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm not. It's not a thing that I'm opposed to ever having listener suggestions for stuff. But right now, I'm really enjoying picking things that I really want to expose Justin to.
Yeah.
For good and for ill, right? Like,
yeah.
I already know the next thing he's probably going to hate.
Cool. Fun.
But I also think that he could find way more to enjoy about it than he might think once I reveal what the film is.
You never know. Never know.
But for me, that is the fun of Cinemorons is like, here's this thing that either I find interesting that I want to show you, or it's a thing that I really love that I want to show you, or it's a thing that I haven't seen in a really long time, like Magnolia, where it's like, ooh, let's revisit that because you haven't seen it and I haven't seen it but once.
Yeah.
Let's see how it is
holds
now.
Up. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff there that I've suggested so far that I'm like, I haven't seen this in years. I'm kind of curious if I'm gonna like it again. That happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. We'll end on this one because Dennis had a question about you trying out cigars, but you answered that. At the beginning of the show.
Answered that pretty much. I've done it.
Yes.
I'm still open to advice, but I'm learning as I go.
Yeah, you finished that cigar, by gum.
I did. It took me, about 40 minutes, I think, something like that.
Yeah,
it was a good long time. It was nice.
Yeah. So we'll end on this one from the Let's Play Princess. Favorite ska bands and song covers.
Oh man, not a big ska person, honestly. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I know, is it Skaster Day right now? Yes, it is.
Oh yeah.
Happy Skaster Day to those that celebrate. I don't have the button handy, so I'm not going to press that. That's the Toasters. It's a very memorable little jingle. But ska bands, period, though, I don't really know. I guess I do like Real Big Fish. They are kind of a more commercial ska band, but I seen them live and they were very fun, honestly. And their cover of Take On Me is better than the original song is. Like, I legitimately like that cover a lot. So I'm gonna pick the basic bitch answer of that. And that's kind of where I'm gonna stick to. Yeah.
I also don't know ska bands, and I'm also going to pick what's probably a similarly basic bitch answer, which is Come On Eileen by Save Ferris. I also think is better than the original.
Yeah.
And I love that album. I never got any other Save Ferris albums, but that album, the one that has the Spam song on it, great. Love bottom, like top to bottom, love that album.
Yeah. I watched another ska band live and I can't remember anything about them. The only thing they had a song in a commercial. I do remember that because I remember hearing it and be like, oh, that's in that commercial. I remember this. Couldn't tell you what commercial it is now because it wasn't very relevant. I've seen them at a Warped Tour and they had can't remember what he played, but he played for Real Big Fish, and it was a real big deal when they got him up on stage, at least to the 5 ska fans in attendance. And the highlight of that show was there was a man probably about 10 years older than me at the time, just in the front row, skanking his heart out, and I was like, God bless this man. God bless him. He is having the best fucking time right now. And everyone around him doesn't understand anything he is doing. It's phenomenal. Sure. It was great. What a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I think that's a show, Justin.
I think that's a show, Julian.
Yeah. My throat is getting tired, actually.
You'll have that, yeah.
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 Yeah. Thanks, as always, to the wonderful Megan McDuffie for our theme song and interstitial tracks. Thanks to friend of the show, John Gholson, for being our announcer and providing us with our logo and artwork.
Mhm.
Thanks to you for checking out the show. If you like what you hear and you would like more, consider checking out the Patreon. The link is always in the show notes. Like I said, we just had a really good Cinemorons come out.
It was good. It's fun.
You know, we're going to be doing Suffer Select in a couple weeks, but also, you know, for as little as $1, you can check out Retailer Therapy and also the new Raw reviews that we're going to be doing, and then also you get the show, you know, a couple days early. So
Yeah.
always forget to mention that you get the show early if you're a patron.
You do.
Always freaks me out when like the show comes out, and no matter what time it is, I like people in the Discord are already like commenting about it. It's like, were you just sitting there waiting? Were you just like waiting by your podcatcher?
Yeah.
For the instant that it went up.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, but
Yeah.
also
God bless.
go do something.
No, don't. Just listen to this show over and over on repeat. Don't do anything else.
But that's going to do it for this edition of the Stage Select. I've been Julian Titus. He's been Justin Ham. We've been the Stage Select. Signing off.
Uh-huh.
The Stage Select is copyrighted and owned by Space Monkey Mafia Productions, specializing in independent podcasting. Please consider sharing the show with your friends and support us by joining our Patreon or donating to our coffee. Thank you, and good night.